Soul Stream has begun. Mortal Kombat Online and the Realmcast live show, bringing the latest news, thrilling interviews, and much more. And the best part, you can be part of the action. So join in our conversation by chatting in our live chat, where your voices will be heard. I'm your host, the Mortal Kombat fan, Tim, and with me as always is our co-host, my lore master, your lore master, our lore master, Yanni. Welcome, Yanni. Yanni, can you hear us?
Yo, I'm very sorry about that. I had some weird technical difficulties right there. What did I miss?
Yanni, you are on the Soul Stream. Welcome to the show.
Oh my God, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you, True Underdog and Fanti, for having me as your guest today.
I'm super confused all of a sudden.
I thought I'd throw you a bone, let you be on the podcast, you know.
So that was really weird. For some reason, all the audio was like scrambled for a second. I have no idea what was going on. So whatever you just said, I'm assuming you introduced me. So
I did.
Thank you, Phantom. Great.
Welcome. Do you want to let everybody know who our guest is this week? I mean, it's a familiar face at this point.
Have you guys seen this guy before? I'm pretty sure we have. John Cena is our guest on so True Underdog is our latest guest, returning once again to the Soul Stream. Thank you so much for joining us, True Underdog.
The pleasure is all mine. Hopefully I can answer every question in the chat today. I don't know everything, but I do know a mini great thing.
We got so many questions already coming in. We've gotten questions from everywhere, and also D-Rock is sending us a couple super chats. I know he's got to leave, so let me address those real quick before we jump too far into the show. So D-Rock, thank you for the super chat. The first one we got is so bummed they chose this title. It should have been called MK12 or maybe even Mortal Kombat Collections and used as an anniversary game instead of a canon game. We saw this right before the show started and we're like, True Underdog, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying I agree, and so does Google, because whenever I type in Mortal Kombat 1 Sub-Zero to try to get a good crisp image for a thumbnail, I get Pixel Sub-Zero from the very first game, because even Google understands what numbers are. It's like, oh, 1, the very first game. So I think Mortal Kombat 1 was a very interesting title, catchy title to get everyone talking. But I personally, if I had the Thanos gauntlet, I would have called it Mortal Kombat Rebirth or Mortal Kombat New Era, something. Or just Mortal Kombat 12 to make it not confusing. But, hey, I'm not the marketer. I'm not a production guy, so I could be completely daft in that idea. But I agree with the super chat, okay? I disagree. D-Rock, I'm with you. Mortal Kombat 1, kind of confusing. Because from now on, what do we call the first game? Just Mortal Kombat Classic?
I can't. Every time I try to Google it, it's the same exact issue. And if I want to find something from Mortal Kombat Classic, is that what we're calling it? Then, if you just type Mortal Kombat and looking for something from the classic game and are looking for an image or something, it's going to bring up every Mortal Kombat game. So if I type in Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero, it's every single Mortal Kombat. So that was already hard enough. So you could always add that one to it, and now it's gone.
I saw a good question already. If you want me to answer it, and just get started.
Hold on a second, because D-Rock sent another one too. I think there's been a couple super chats already.
Oh, so, I see.
Gosh. So D-Rock also says Mortal Kombat 1 just feels too crowded to be a start over. They should have continued the Aftermath storyline and then reset at 13 for new beginnings. Yes, I completely agree to that. You would think that would make sense.
No, it has to be a trilogy because, the game's got to be like the movies. That's why they have the movie soundtrack with the full orchestra and stuff. Got rid of the techno. By the way, I don't agree with any of that. I'm just getting in the head of the developers. They think, oh, movie trilogy, game trilogy. So they got to reset it that way.
Have you heard anything about if this is meant to be a trilogy or everything I've heard so far is just it's a reboot?
Well, there was.
Well, yeah, I meant 9, X, and 11 are the trilogy. Right. Yeah, the new game, I have no clue if they want to make a trilogy out of it, but I do keep seeing Ed Boon saying it's not a continuation, it's just a brand new game, and it's but Human Raiden though, and Fire God Liu Kang though.
With that in mind, MK9, we actually discussed this last time, I think. With that in mind, if you think about it, technically MK9 really continued on from the previous era too, just with all the characters just forgetting those memories and just having gone back in time, but it's still worked out, at least at first, in a very similar manner, right?
I mean, like I said in the last one, that's an intro to MK9, but MK9 then becomes its own thing. I don't know. I guess it's still tied into that storyline. Okay. I take it back. Let's see. We got another super chat here from. I guess everybody's just jumping straight to the questions. Should we? I got to answer the super chats first.
Let's at least answer. Let's at least answer this last super
This chat is
and
pay to win.
And then we can move into what we're gonna cover today.
Zeke Shiante says, "Is Scorpion Kuai Liang? Please just end the argument."
I did actually want to address this one later.
Okay.
I thought you might. So okay, we'll put a pin in that because a lot of people have been asking that one. And then another one here from Lance K. Same question: Is Hanzo still Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1?
Same question, different wording.
Yeah, we will get into everything we have, everything we know so far about all of that in shortly.
So thank you very much, everybody, for these super chats as they're coming in. As Toronto Dog said, up until now it has been pay to win, but we will try and go through with the episode structure until we start going through the Q&A.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Toronto Dog, you down for that?
Yeah, I agree. I just see so many questions in the stream chat,
know.
and I want to answer all of them. You know, it's like going to like an adoption center for pets, and you're like, I want them all. I want all the dogs, but you can't. You got to do the ones, you know.
So I guess, I mean, there's so many questions coming in. Let's just try to run through all of our Mortal Kombat news as quick as possible, just to catch everybody up on everything that's going on. Let me share my screen here, and Yanni, you can take us through our first bit of news.
All right, so we are going to be doing the Q&A like we said we would. Don't worry, that is coming. But we'd like to address a few things first. Firstly, some Mortal Kombat movie casting news. We've got some updates from Todd Garner, and well, I mean, just as of today, a lot of the cast has been revealed. We've got some cage match news, a new Mortal Kombat Legends movie coming out, written by Jeremy Adams, who actually sort of dropped a little bit of the info that he could on his last Soul stream with us, so that was really cool. We've got some Ed Boon interviews, tweets, as well as obviously the gameplay reveal, which will all really tie into the Q&A itself. But there are a few tweets that we would like to specifically reference, just because really it's more information, you know, which we need to pick apart. We wouldn't be doing our jobs as Mortal Kombat fans if we weren't picking anything apart, or everything apart, rather.
Yeah, see the blood, pick it apart.
The bones,
All right,
pick them apart.
Let's go with our first bit of news, just so we got this out of the way. So, it looks like we got some movie news updates. I mean, before we jump to the big movie news updates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to tell us about?
Sure, if you want to pull that up full screen, we've got an update, a couple of small updates, which pretty much just, in my opinion, indicates that they are beginning filming. Really, there's some activity. Todd Garner's posting saying, "MK family, we got this." We've got Mikad Brooks, who plays Jax, you know, posting MK2. It's obvious we're getting Mortal Kombat 2. It looks so far like it's called Mortal Kombat 2 as well, which is, you know, they're at least following through the number system.
Wait, does that mean this movie is a sequel to the game that's coming out in September this year? How does he already have the hat for the sequel to the game that's coming out in September? Huh?
You know, I found it interesting. You know, Todd Garner was announcing he's on his way to Australia to film. And then Mikad Brooks is posting a picture of what I assume is the script in the back of a car. And I'm like, don't leave that there.
I assumed that was part of like the design of the chair or something. Like, you know, not
are you
not
serious?
design, but like stuck to the chair or something. You know what I mean? Like, it just says Mortal Kombat 2. I don't think it's a script, but if it's a script, then even that's seriously cool.
You think there's a Mortal Kombat 2 chair in a car?
Like, it's put something on it.
Let's move into the big.
Hold on,
news.
there was a little super chat which is related to the movie, really, by Zeke Shante again. What would you want Cole Young's MK name to be? And I answered this actually on Twitter earlier. Phantom, you also had a separate answer for me, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's ask True first.
Kid Scorpion. Instead of Kid
with a double D, right?
Yeah, Kid Scorpion. Like, Scorpion does a Hellfire animation, and then out of the flames, Cole Young just hops up, and it's like, rah!
Yanni, what did you say?
Well, actually, firstly, I'm seeing people saying, are they going to respond? We do see the chat, and as we're just mentioning, we're going through a sort of bit of a structure to the episode, okay? So we will be getting to the questions as we can. That is coming, don't worry. Now,
we'll go through this as soon as we can.
Yeah, what I did say for my name for Cole was Cole with a K.
What?
Oh.
That's mine's the best. I think he should be called the Wicker Basket. I like it.
Because of how it wraps around him.
Oh man.
Okay, let me pull up the next bit of movie news because this one's big. This one's huge.
This one's very big.
Basically,
we actually just posted this.
Ooh.
Yeah, special thanks to Evil Star Legacy for going ahead and making this. But we have.
Whenever I ask Fenton to do any work and he's too lazy, I ask Evil Star and he's happy to oblige, and he always does a phenomenal job with it.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Evil
it's a
Star.
better job than I can do. So this is the full list of announced cast members. This is confirmed cast at this point. So, what was that?
I said yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Tati Gabrielle as Jade, as we've discussed earlier. We also have Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, which we've previously mentioned, and I don't remember.
We've also talked about Adeline Rudolph.
Was that the third one?
The new announcements from today are specifically Quan Chi, Shao Kahn, Sindel, and King Jared. That last one is quite surprising to, I think, everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you think of the news, True Underdog?
This looks awesome. I like this cast for the most part. My only thing I noticed right away that's a bit confusing, and I worry might confuse some audience viewers, is the actress playing Sindel looks the same age as the actress playing Katana. So I get Edenians age really slow and live for thousands of years because they're descended from gods, but I just worry it'd be so funny to watch the Katana actress say mother to someone the same age as her. It's gonna look really funny. I feel like.
I just
also
got a
love
mother.
how
You're
King
a live
Jared only has a
flashback there.
ghost because you can't find an official image of King Jared. It's just
Well, you say that, but we do have it from Mortal Kombat Legacy, technically.
oh okay.
And, from the comics too.
Oh okay.
Yep,
And there you
that
go.
too. Yep.
Or him getting
So-
stabbed in 11.
Yeah, that
Still
too.
barely alive.
By everybody.
Yeah.
Quincy Brown apparently predicted Martin Ford as Shao Kahn. That's
Did
pretty
he?
cool. I'm seeing that in the comments right now.
That's cool. That's really cool. Also, we got another.
Dave Savage has a super chat here. I think you're about to mention that one. Thank you very much. In my live stream years ago, I named him Cypher, so that's an answer for
the Cole Young.
the Cole Young names. Oh, lots of super
Not bad.
chats coming
Good
in.
name. Cypher.
And we got another one from Survive Combatant saying
Thanks,
we will
Survive.
address that soon because I think it's gonna be it's a gameplay question. Gosh,
Yeah, so we will address that later for sure.
let's get on with it. What else do we have? Do you want me to? Oh, yeah, this movie news is pretty big too. Pull this up.
Oh, just before you do move on to
Yeah.
that, with the casting news, we have confirmed as well that a few members are returning from the previous movie, and
That's right.
those members are people that the community was kind of discussing whether or not they would return. So it looks like we have confirmation on Hiroyuki Sanada as Hanzo, Joe Taslim returning. I mean, that one we all kind of knew for sure as Sub-Zero. We've got Josh Lawson returning as Kano, and of course Max Huang returning as Lao for the next.
Ooh,
so-
what real? Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so even though he died, looks like he's
Hey,
coming back.
hey.
And
He did say death is never the end or something like that, or nobody stays dead. I forget the exact quote, but
yeah,
no one's ever really gone.
Mortal
Star
Kombat.
Wars.
Nobody ever dies in Mortal Kombat.
We've had so many people who've worked in the franchise come on and say that to us. And we're like, yeah. Okay, can I pull up this one? This is exciting news, I guess.
You can pull that one up while I address the super chat by Zeke Shante. Thanks, Zeke, again. I noticed when I rewatched the MK 2021 movie, they called Reptile Sizoth, and I never noticed before. It was just so weird. I mean, that's actually his name, so it was pretty good to see that they took the time to at least get into the lore. It might not have been the most accurate of films, but they definitely did try to do it justice where they could, and I really fully believe that the next movie is going to really knock it out the park in comparison to the first movie.
Nice. They used his government name just to keep it legal.
It's on the passport, bro.
Yeah. It goes through TSA. It says Sizoth. It's awesome.
All right.
I've
Next
seen
up-
Ghostface for MK1. I have to address it. Man, you are everywhere.
Ghostface in here?
I hate guest characters from Mortal Kombat, and I personally do not want Ghostface, but we will definitely address your question.
I want Ghostface just because of Ghostface for MK1's passion for it. Like, I really want to see it now. But we will get into that soon.
I have a question for Ghostface. Just in your head, get this ready for a future question. What do you think would be very diverse and interesting about his gameplay? Because he's just a dude with a knife and like a Halloween costume. His fatality would be amazing. He would like prank call the person and then kill him. I get it. But like, what's his moveset gonna be?
What's that?
Oh my God.
Do you like fighting games?
All right, so more Mortal Kombat movie news, and then I think after this we can probably jump into some of the questions and the gameplay and the Mortal Kombat game stuff. So, Yanni, do you want to break the news or should I?
This one, I'm happy to take this one just because it's so funny seeing like the polarizing reactions to this. But to those of you who wanted Cole Young in Mortal Kombat 1, I'm sorry to break the news to you, but it doesn't look like he's making it in.
No!
Derek Kurtzik has replied to a question on that saying, we're leaving that world to that world. So as far as we can tell from that answer, Cole Young is staying in the Mortal Kombat movie franchise rather than the game franchise. So.
Farewell, Cole Young. Wait, now, did Cole Young get confirmed for the movie?
Yes, he was confirmed, and he is in that same list as everybody else. And I did want to mention, actually, because I saw that Survived was saying that he doesn't recognize Martin Ford from anywhere. He's actually been quite a lot, and he's been in quite a lot. And the most recent that I remember is the Sandman. He was Waterbloat in, I don't know if I should say without spoiling, but it's been so long. But yeah, he was in the Sandman, and he did a pretty good job, and he's been in a few other things too, so including Kingsman. So I don't know. I feel like this is pretty good for him. He impressed in Sandman, even if it was a small role. So let's see how it goes.
I don't think you can tell either from this picture, but he is huge. Like he's like Game of Thrones, the mountain, or the dog, or like he's the mountain.
You. Nobody is the mountain's height.
He's not the. I don't know how tall he is, but he's like his neck has neck.
Oh man!
So, I saw a picture.
Drink peanut butter. You're telling me?
Yeah, crunchy. Let me pull up a picture just so you can see just how big this guy is.
That is glorious.
I said the same thing when I saw him.
Oh man.
This is your Khan, everybody. Shao Kahn.
Bow down.
You're gonna CGI the tattoos away or like put makeup on him to like hide the tattoos, or is Khan gonna be all tatted up?
They might embrace it, knowing how they do. I don't know. I mean, Cole Young's gonna be in this movie.
I can see them going with it.
So there we go. All right, so should we just jump into questions, or because I figured the other two things will probably come up during the questions that we had, like more of this news.
Will they? Will what do you call it?
If not, oh shoot, I forgot about Cage Match.
How could you forget about Cage Match? We're covering Cage Match very quickly, and we're jumping right into Q&As. Okay.
you didn't give me a link
said he's gonna eat Cole.
Yeah, I was gonna say coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
All right. So I don't have Cage Match article, but luckily Mortal Kombat Online has everything Mortal Kombat related. So yeah, Cage Match has been announced with our first actual look of Johnny Cage in the upcoming movie Cage Match, written by our friend and occasional Realmcast and Soulstream guest Jeremy Adams, who's working on Green Lantern right now. If you guys are DC comic fans, he also did Flash previously. I'm digging what he's doing in Green Lantern, so it's I like seeing him get new stuff. I saw a lot of comments saying, after Battle of the Realms, I'm never watching another Mortal Kombat Legends movie.
Oh, you missed out if you said that and you didn't watch Snowblind.
Snowblind is very good.
It was.
So if you hate Battle of the Realms because of my amazing review where I just get really mad and go off the cuff, Snowblind is a good movie. I genuinely enjoyed it. Just go in with like no expectations at all and just get ready for a wild ride, and it's a pretty fun movie, I think.
Yeah, it's so Snowblind too, or so with Battle of the Realms, Jeremy Adams talked about it in one of our P shows. He didn't have enough time to wrap everything up. They left a lot of footage on the floor, and so
they cut a lot of footage.
Including Melina was cut completely. She had a full design and everything. Like, she was ready to be in there.
And I actually saw a lot of tweets about Melina saying, "Oh, they're saving Melina for a story where she gets her own thing going," and she was actually planned for Battle Realms. So it's actually a shame because what he did tell us about where the story was supposed to go, what they had to cut out, really would have fleshed out that movie a lot better. Personally, I still would have preferred to not see that giant kaiju fight at the end.
Yeah,
but it all tied it together so much better than what we did end up getting. And I think Snowblind was the perfect return to form for the Mortal Kombat Legends.
And now that you said Melina getting her own movie, I now want a blind date sim of just Melina dating people. That's the whole movie. She goes on a bunch of blind dates and just gets into all manner of wacky slice of life jokes. That's what I want.
Better yet, like that would be a good reality show too. Get us a HBO Max or just Max now. It's called.
They could even make the movie like The Office, where like she is followed by a film crew, like in the actual movie, and like she has to take off the veil to reveal how she actually looks at the end of the date when she finally picks the last guy, and reveal how she looks. Do you still love me?
All right, Yanni, who else do we got coming up in Cage Match?
Well, we've got quite a few. Obviously, Joel McHale returns as Johnny Cage. Very well known for Community, for example, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows who he is. We got Jennifer Grey. We got Dusan Brown. We got Grey Delisle, who I'm quite excited for as Kaya.
Do you know who Jennifer Grey is? I mean, it says there on the screen, but she's the Dirty Dancer from Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
Nobody else is a Dirty Dancing fan.
Not a big fan personally, but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate it.
I gotta call my mom and give her the good news. She's gonna be super excited.
Hey, and Dirty Dancing, which was also produced by Larry Kasanoff, who made the original Mortal Kombat movie.
That is actually pretty cool trivia. I didn't even realize that. I totally forgot.
Yeah, he came on our show.
I can see
talking
it now.
about it.
Yeah, we talked about it, and I totally forgot it now.
Okay. Sorry, keep going. Who else do we got?
We got Dave B. Mitchell returning as Raiden. I'm just jumping all around here. Matthew Mercer. We've got Zara Fazal. I did mention Grey Delisle, by the way. She is very well known for her role as Azula in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Nice.
And I mean, I'm not going to mention everybody because it's a full-on list, but if I don't mention them, that doesn't mean they don't deserve to be mentioned. They are all amazing. So this cast is absolutely crazy, and I think it's also Gilbert Gottfried's last appearance in a movie. Is that right, Phantom?
For who was that?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, that's right. It's as of right now, this is Gilbert Gottfried's last movie because unfortunately he passed away recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had anything else that he was working on during the same time that might still come out, but most likely not. So yeah, this is Gilbert Gottfried, who you might know as the parrot in Aladdin, Yanni.
And the duck in Aflac for a bit.
He got fired from that because he made racial jokes about Japan.
Munami.
fun stories.
I didn't know he was dead. Don't drop the bomb on me. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. Okay, so should we jump into questions and game stuff?
I think so. Everybody seems to be quite impatient, even though we've given you a full structure, everyone. But all right, let's do this. Let's jump into Mortal Kombat Q&A. Now, for those of you who are not aware of this, True Underdog was able to get some hands-on time with the game. So thank you very much for joining us for this. That way, any questions you have, which we are unable to answer, you can answer, and we can blame you if you can't answer them.
And also, for those who aren't aware, our lore master Yanni has actually spent the entire week, every waking moment, going through every single Mortal Kombat thing out there.
These bags are sleeping bags at this point.
Yeah. So we have pretty much every question that we can answer right now ready for you. So
yeah, we've taken questions that we've seen on our statuses on posts from Twitter, from the official Mortal Kombat's Twitter as well. We've taken questions from our posts on Instagram, our posts on Facebook, I think posts on YouTube too. We've got questions from all over, and of course we will be answering whatever questions we can from the chat right now. When do y'all think, we'll start off with AFK Gamer right now, when do y'all think we can expect the Combat Caster character reveal? They have said soon. I'm pretty sure that is implying next week, actually. Ed Boon did state on in a recent interview that basically you turn around and there's a new character reveal. Looks like Mortal Kombat's going into full-on reveal mode.
I would like that because that's what Mortal Kombat X did when I was in college, and it was so awesome. Every week we got a character trailer at the start of the week, and then in the middle of the week we had like the combat cast, and it was just awesome. And as a content creator, I'm super excited because I hope it's next week. And if I was them, I would show off Reptile. If you're going to show off a new character, like that's what I would do. But that's just me.
Reptile makes it in. That would be awesome to see.
How dare you say such blasphemy? If he makes it in,
I'm hoping for Sonic High XD specifically.
That man's sweating. That boy is sweating. He thought for sure he'd be in the reveal trailer, and then I'm sure he thought after that, gotta be in the gameplay trailer. Then neither. 0 for 2. It's gotta be making him nervous.
You know, that's funny because we actually didn't we talk him out of having Reptile and got Chameleon instead on our Dream Roster episode with him?
No, we actually put Reptile on there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did he manage to get both of them on there?
Yeah, we got Reptile and we put one of the chameleons on there. I think we went with female chameleon, actually.
So, as of yet, there's no Reptile reveal, just so we're clear.
There is no God. No, you get a Reptile reveal.
I'm seeing a lot of questions, actually, specifically regarding Reiko and Reptile, and I personally fully believe that they will both make it in this.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all see my recent revelation? And I think it was yesterday's video about Goro's armor.
No, was it about how what his drips like or something like that?
Well, so Goro's wearing Reiko's armor. Like his shoulder pads are identical to what Reiko wears. So I'm pretty sure that confirms Reiko at least as a general. And I went for a Hail Mary and said, nah, he's king of Outworld. Marry to Melina. Why not? It's been done in the comics. You just do it again. Like they were a couple in the comics. I don't see why it can't be done again.
That works too with some of our past speculation about the fact that they might be on their way to a wedding during the carriage scene. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I can see that actually being the case. It's pretty interesting to even think about, actually.
I saw a question earlier about customization being a thing in Mortal Kombat 1. Can I address that?
Yeah.
So no confirmation, but it does seem super likely because even in the gameplay trailer, when Scorpion's using his chain, it has a different spear tip than you see in the start of the gameplay trailer. Instead of being like a normal like diamond-shaped kunai spear, it's like a sickle instead.
I kind of noticed this on the gameplay reveal, and it looks like actually he has one normal kunai, and then the other one is a kama attached to a rope. So he has
2 rope weapons?
He has 2 rope weapons, and you'll actually see in his fatal blow. This is the part where it gets weird and could lend credence to what you're saying, but he throws 2 kunais, not a kunai and a kama. This time 2 kunais. So that's the but at the same time on his waist there is still a kama. So I think that could be an oversight, or it's just that they decided to go with 2 kunai. Personally, I actually don't think we're getting gear customization. I think it's just going to be skins.
That would be a lot easier to make more skins then if they do that.
Yeah.
And everyone likes more skins, whereas I feel like if you do gear customization, it's very hit or miss. Whereas like a somewhat lacking skin is just a lacking skin. But if you make a bad gear piece and then every single gear piece in that category sucks, like Scarlet's Blood Vial, everyone makes fun of that because you can't even see it. And there was some poor intern's job to make one of those. Like they're making these like really detailed handcrafted
and some of them look so
containers,
good,
but you just can't see them.
Yeah, and actually Zeke Shiante has a good addition to what I was saying. I said a kama, Kusari Gama. Yeah, pretty much Kusari Gama. It's a kama on a rope, pretty much. So that looks to be what Scorpion has. Notice that he is missing the sword, in past games. So rope combat instead this time, which is kind of what we did see a little bit of in Mortal Kombat 11. So with them pushing it more in this direction, I'm quite happy because I've always thought that we should have a more kunai, rope, dart, kusari gama, whatever you want to call it, kama focused Scorpion.
Yeah, make him more of like a legit ninja and not just like what a Hollywood thinks ninjas are. Would be nice.
Yeah.
All right, what question would you guys like next? I'll pull it up.
Somebody asked earlier about throws, like if you can end combos with throws, like in Mortal Kombat X. I don't think so, but there is one shade of MKX throws in the game, which is that if you throw somebody, a forward throw is always a cameo throw by default, But if your cameo is used up, or if they're already on screen and you go for a forward throw, you just shove them. And it looks identical to how it looked in MKX when you meter burn the throw. So
Really?
you just shove them. Yeah, and it's still unblockable, and it can lead into the cameo to like get more damage, which is pretty dirty and filthy.
Does it leave you on neutral?
The shove? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the frame details on it. Sorry.
I was wondering about that because just the idea. So I've seen some questions popping up about cameos. Keep this question up there, Phantom, for now. But some people are asking, are cameos toggleable? Can you turn them off? Cameos are Mortal Kombat 1's system. Think of them as a replacement for variations. You could not turn off variations. You could only choose between them. So in this game, Mortal Kombat 1, cameos are there. Cameos are the game. And that has specifically been said, I think, by Ed Boon himself. The cameos are the game.
And you do not want them to be turn-offable. If you turn them off, you would have a very hollow character because some of your strings can't lead to anything without a cameo character. Like, they're required. So you definitely don't want to turn them off.
Exactly.
And I got a follow-up question from myself. Do you think that they could use a cameo-less kind of hollow character for the story mode?
What do you mean? Sorry, could you phrase that a bit different? I was a bit confused by that.
So, do you think it's possible during the story mode, maybe like chapter 1, for example, you have Kung Lao and you're playing as him. You don't have any cameos associated at that point, so you're just playing as Kung Lao in the story mode. Do you think that's a possibility, or?
I think they've already answered this and said you can use whatever cameos you want at any point during the story because they're canonically not there. It's just for gameplay.
Huh.
I think they said that during an interview, but that's hearsay. Like, I heard someone else say that after they said they heard an interview. So,
I mean, on that, firstly, just there's a question there. Are there still variations? No. Variation system is gone. Now, no more fractions of characters. You get a full character now. But that's the thing. That's exactly what we're saying about cameos. Without the cameo, you don't have a full character, per se.
Big move list, baby.
Yeah. The cameo is part of your combo strings. It's part of your throw. It's literally every character's forward throw. Cameos themselves have individual fatalities as well.
And they're part of your fatal blow. And they can be used for wake-up attacks too, which is super interesting.
That is really cool. Do you want to explain that one?
Yeah, so a bit of MKX came back with your own character. If you spend a meter on a wake-up, you have armor now. So they brought that back from Mortal Kombat X and maybe some characters in MK9. It's no longer just universal wake-ups. Your special moves are your wake-ups if you want to do that. However, if you don't have any meter to wake up with, use the cameo. If you do the cameo summon, they come in with a little bit of invincibility frames, and you can use them as your wake-up. And the game even says that that's a get-up attack when you summon them. The interesting thing is, if that ability they do is normally for extending combos, it will not if done as a wake-up attack when it lands. So, for example, Sonya's leg grab, where she flips them and launches them for a combo, if used as a wake-up, she just grabs them and slams them flat on the ground. Yeah. And then she sprints off.
Yeah. I've actually been laughing so hard at how they just run away.
Yeah. Yeah. My job's done. My planet needs me. I have to go. Did anyone else notice that like Kano grabs your character's head and shoves it down when he does his eye laser? That's a nice touch too. He just like manhandles your character and fires the laser.
You can see his personality shine through his movements in this game, like just as a cameo too. It's quite interesting to see.
My favorite is Jax's throw by far. When he throws you, he gets up and goes like, like walks away like, what?
Somebody made a great meme, and it said like the cameo characters celebrating with the main character after the game's over, and it's just like somebody like really going to town on it, even though they didn't really have anything to do with it. So, let me go back to some of the super chats earlier on because I want to make sure these get addressed.
We got one by Seek Shiante asking, do you think? Thank you as well in advance, everybody, for the super chats. Thank you. But do you think we'll finally get a Robin Show skin? I would love to see that.
Be pretty
especially if they go down the same line that they did with the movie skins in MK11. That would be pretty awesome, in my opinion. Getting the voice and everything. Although I must admit, Liu Kang's voice acting, I know it's the same voice actor as MK11, but holy, he has turned it up to, I was going to say 11, but he's turned it up to 12, 1. Either way, it's amazing.
I get that joke. That was a good one.
You just like it because they added that effect to it. That's all.
No. Even like that scene in the actual announcement trailer. Firstly, will never fail to make the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. But his voice, just as a whole, even in the pre-fight dialogues and everything, his in pre-round or mid-round dialogues as well, like he just sounds so boss.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still pulling up super chats. These things are going by fast. I'm trying to get to them before we lose them off screen. Another one from D-Rock talking about Martin Ford, who is going to be playing Shao Kahn in the new Mortal Kombat movie. He says, I won't take credit for Martin Ford, but man, I'm glad they chose someone who I was saying would be the perfect Shao Kahn. Got this one right. Definitely did.
Got that one on the money.
Yeah, really. Like, I'm excited to see that.
There's a question about animalities, and that one is pretty interesting for me. Do you guys think animalities will return?
Do I think they will? They have a decent chance, I suppose. If NetherRealm wants to have like gimmicks like that, same way that friendships showed up. Me personally, I'm just a bit boring, I guess. I just want more characters. Like, if there's ever the choice, like, do you want to spend money on animalities for each character, or do you want to just add another DLC character? I'd be like, another character.
Another character,
please.
yeah.
But that's me being boring, I suppose. I'd say if NetherRealm does any gimmick at all, then it would be animalities. But there's not even mercies in the game as of now. And don't you have to mercy someone to get the animality? Isn't that how
in the
it
past.
does?
They could totally change it up now.
It is a new era. Right. New rules.
Do not defy peace.
If you teabag, though, you don't get a mercy this time, but you do get your character's taunt, which is funny.
Yeah, I did see that. That was great.
I saw that.
So on the move list too.
Is it? And now
it says down. It's like
and then that performs the taunt.
Yeah.
Actually, a good solution, by the way, for the people who were able to, like, I mean, Sonic Fox, for example, was able to press down so fast that his character was just a blur. And I didn't understand how he did it so quickly. And now it's like, oh, well, you can't do that anymore. You're going to end up straight into a taunt.
Let's see. Some of the previous super chats have fallen off of our chat. So there were two different questions about Scorpion. Do you guys want to jump into that now?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Scorpion's
While
identity.
you pull that up, Ghostface says, guess you could call Kameos a deadly alliance.
Yes, you could. I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
Yanni loves puns.
Throw them at us.
I mean, you know, like Quan Chi's a cameo character, and someone's maining Shang Tsung. Quan Chi's definitely going to be their cameo character, so they can keep role playing the Deadly Alliance.
Here's a pretty cool question by Jay Kograf. What's your theory on how Kenshi loses his eyes?
I mean, I made a video on it already.
Yeah,
I missed that one.
Just today at noon. It's brand new.
I missed that one.
I kind of stole it from one of my fans, though. They're like, hey, use this in one of your videos. I noticed. So in the very first gameplay trailer we got, when Melina is strapped to like that hospital chair, freaking out, losing her mind and transforming, if you screenshot it, Kenshi's the only person in the room next to her, and he's had the exact same outfit as what you see in the gameplay demo, but he doesn't have the blindfold. So people are assuming she loses her mind and maybe attacks him and blinds him. Other theories could be the sword does it, because like whenever you grab Kenshi, you become blind. Because even the spirit he summons is blind when you look at it. So
you
that's
said when
pretty
you
funny.
grab him, you become blind in the game.
When you play him.
Saying.
That's right,
okay.
If you grab the sword, like the ancestral sword, it's cursed, I'm guessing. Like in exchange for power, you lose your sight. That could be a trade-off that happens. Maybe it happens slowly. So at first he's just nearsighted for a bit. You know, he's like, I can't read that one. Gets his glasses out, and then eventually he's blind. Just accelerates the process. But I think it'd be cool if Melina did it.
But see, you say that, but there is a pre-fight dialogue between Kenshi and Kenshi, the mirror match, where he says, if you ever come across a man named Song, kill him or beware him, something like that. And then he says, why? Who is he? So Song is a thing, just maybe not in this timeline.
Well, there's another line of dialogue between Katana and Katana where she's from a different timeline. Because she says the Outworld from your era sounds like horrible. And she goes, yeah, it's like a second Netherrealm. I don't think we're ever going to see Outworld in that state in this game. So that means it's a previous Katana. So this could be previous Kenshi who got blinded a different way. Because Kenshi, I mean, Sento is on Johnny Cage's wall.
Yes.
So Shang Tsung can't trick him into opening a well to get it. So I don't think Song is like as much of a threat anymore, unless I'm wrong and Song shows up and goes, break into a Hollywood celebrity's house and grab Sento. You will find great power.
And Johnny Cage will blind you.
Johnny Cage will blind you.
Punches you in the nuts so hard your eyes pop out.
Am I allowed to go on my intro dialogue rant at the moment?
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm so mad at the intro dialogues because there is one with Liu Kang talking to Liu Kang. And
I know what's coming.
in this dialogue, Liu Kang says, "So what happened to your katana?" And he says, "A clown tricked me into killing her," which is basically the story from Injustice, like Superman. Like, are we saying that like original timeline katana died because the Joker showed up and tricked Fire God Liu Kang into killing Katana? Like, this makes no sense. This is stupid, and I hate it.
Just a multiverse, I suppose. You know that. You know the entire writing staff at WB, no matter what product they're working on, wants a multiverse of their own. So they're just making like there's countless Fire God Liu Kangs, and in one of the timelines, Joker killed Katana or tricked him into killing Katana because he just does that. He finds the strongest character in that timeline and goes, "Hey, kill your wife." Superman, kill your wife. Fire God Liu Kang, kill your wife.
Joker's able to trick anybody into killing their wife. That's all he does. That's his new fatality if he ever makes it into the game.
If only Batman could ever get married, then Joker would kill his wife.
Right.
One thing that's interesting though about all those pre-fight dialogues is I've noticed that it's really just the mirror matches which actually imply anything to do with a multiverse. The actual character dialogues between, say, Sub and Kenshi or Liu Kang and Katana, none of them really imply the existence. Oh, hello, kitty. None of them really imply the existence of the multiverse in comparison to really the mirror matches. So it could be that they're trying to stay away from that.
Sure,
could be. I find it interesting. Before in the old lore, it used to be perhaps Shang Tsung is the mirror match person, like in the original Mortal Kombat classic. But now it's always going to be these alternate realities because that's the flavor of this millennia or whatever.
Oh my god, I can already see Reptile versus Reptile. Who killed you in your timeline? Ah, shit. It was this guy. Oh, in my timeline, it was this guy.
Let's see. We got another super chat here from D-Rock. Thank you again, D-Rock. It says, Boone was being either coy or disingenuous. This is, in fact, a continuation of Mortal Kombat 12's story. It's a soft reboot like every NRS MK game they've made.
You can't say that. That's illegal. You can't point out the truth. Illegal.
Hasn't Ed dropped enough things to kind of back that up at this point?
To back up that it is a continuation, I'd say Human Raiden is a pretty good giveaway.
That's the thing. He does say it's a reboot and they're starting over from scratch, but at the same time, he does say it's a soft reboot at some point too. So
also Liu Kang references previous timelines. He goes, they are as in all timelines this way. If it was just a brand new slate where it just happens that things are different this time, why would Liu Kang know about different timelines? I don't think Raiden knew about that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
But if I wanted to play devil's advocate, Liu Kang's hair is wrong. So it's not the same Fire God Liu Kang. He's got like normal hair. And he can turn off the eye glow.
His hair? I mean,
like he could have, I guess. Yeah.
Just get a haircut. Like
Sorry, Lord Raiden. I prefer my original hair color. I like the tattoos though. I'm keeping them.
It's only to glow when I want them to.
Let's go back to our questions here. Gaming Logibear says, how do you think Johnny obtained Sento?
I have a great answer for this one, actually. It's my own little fan canon. So because they have Jean-Claude Van Damme coming back finally for a skin, I want them to go full Bloodsport. And Johnny Cage, when he's not filming movies, does enter these dangerous fighting tournaments to see if he's the best. Yeah, I hope he went to a Kumite in some remote island and won, and the reward was Sento. And that's why he's so protective of it when Kenshi shows up. Because if he just won it at an auction, he wouldn't really give a shit. He'd be like, that thing, I got 20 fancy swords, take it. But he's like, no, it's mine. and not without a fight are you getting it. Which implies like, no, that means something to me. So I want to imagine he got it at a tournament, like a kumite, and that was the reward.
Well, that's a good one. Although I must draw attention to the fact that it seems that Johnny Cage is collecting historical pieces. You know, he's got a few things in there. Are you able to pull up his mansion?
Let me see if I can find a picture.
He's got a great view of Hollywood.
I wouldn't say that's ancient, but definitely, something to to bear in mind. He's got as well the some ancient Egyptian piece as well. He's got a couple of things in there. So it could just be that he collects these things now, like antiquities, and believes that Sento is just another antiquity without realizing the actual power that it holds.
Johnny Cage could be a collector, confirmed.
New collector.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a good picture of his penthouse.
It's all good. It's all good. It's not important.
Let's see. We got another super chat here from Yanni. Do you want to go ahead and read this one out from Zeke?
Is Suhao replacing Jared? There's versus dialogue.
That's photoshopped. I've seen that. Yeah. It's photoshopped. There's a lot of funny ones going around that are photoshopped. Like Emperor Gerard will have your head for that. It just cracks me up. Or sorry, Emperor Suhao will have your head for that. Like photoshopped. I even saw one that seemed convincing, and then in the bottom panel it says, "People believe anything in this format."
So yeah, somebody else was asking about a roster leak and said they saw some particular characters on it. There have, even before the announcement for the game, there have been so many roster leaks for the upcoming Mortal Kombat game that there's never like really anything in common with them except it'll have the ninjas on it, and then the rest is just whatever somebody wants to put into it.
Actually, there's a very common theme between all of those. I don't want to get too into leaks, but Reiko was in all of them.
I love the meme already. Someone posted like a blurry image of the roster, like the camera's moving really fast. And it said, expect every future leaked roster to look like this. Can't hold the camera still.
When that happened with Mortal Kombat 11, I never understood why that was the case. Like, it's like somebody snuck into. I always imagine somebody walked into a server room and be like, and then like just running out,
like taking a photo. You're like,
or they're walking by, they're walking by and they go, just keep walking. Like, they take a picture from the hip. They're firing from the hip.
Mode. All right, let me see.
A couple things before you pull that up. This will answer a couple questions that I have seen already. We have posted about Ed Boon's interview with his handle is at Godfrey, but it's Danny Pena. And one interesting thing he says in response to a question about whether or not Liu Kang is the only one who remembers the previous events of the other timelines is, for the most part, yes, he's the one with any kind of knowledge of the last 11 games of events, and he's using that knowledge sometimes. Now, firstly, for the most part, yes, that implies that there is someone else who is somewhat aware of these events. And the second thing that we've kind of already seen in certain intro dialogues, that Liu Kang is trying to direct, for example, Kitana with his knowledge of the previous timelines.
Yeah, he even said he's kind of directing these characters, and he sees Shang Tsung show up and performing a lot of the same things that he had done in all the other timelines, and that kind of sends him down the route of the story mode. So yeah, it's kind of like he has some insight but doesn't know exactly what's going to be happening.
Yeah. Oh, great question by Jake. What part of the story trailer reveal gave you the biggest pop? Liu Kang's voice when you defy peace. No contest. I have seen that thing on repeat for so many times now at this point.
For me, it was both Kitana and Melina just showing up pretty early on. I was like, ooh. So
that was my. What about you, Phantom?
Even though you made me watch that one scene over and over and over again, I think it's that same scene that Liu Kang's eyes changing color and you have chosen war.
You have chosen to defy peace. That should be a meme. Is that a meme already? It better be.
I've already made it a meme. Trust me.
Yeah,
I did that thing to death.
I want it to be for every little thing. Like, I don't know. What's a character everyone likes that like needs to be on the roster?
Wow.
I guess like Melina's not on the base roster. You've chosen to defy peace. Little things like
That's
that.
exactly why they showed her off as soon as they could.
Yep.
Okay.
Anton, you brought up a tweet just there. That's to answer a few questions I've also seen.
Oh, please go for it.
Cameos. There are a number of cameo characters in the campaign that are exclusive to the campaign, and they're not in the cameo roster, so to speak, that you choose from. There's a number of appearances in the story mode cameos that aren't seen anywhere else. So, firstly, story mode will have exclusive cameos. I'm not actually a fan of that, to be honest. In a way, I am. In a way, I'm not, because I know that people are going to be like, "Wait, we want to play them." You know, if they're already in the game, they should.
Yeah, that sounds iffy. That sounds like they messed up when speaking. Because that would be weird. Players hate that. They hate not having access.
It. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was a bit surprised by that. And this was said by Ed Boon. Now, the other thing is, somebody asked a question earlier about whether or not you have to play the cameos in the story. And as far as I've understood from every single interview that I've seen of Ed Boon, cameos will be in almost at least every single fight that you're in. You will have those cameos in the story. When you are playing a character in a specific chapter, as I'm assuming it's going to be, I don't know if it's story based, the story is based on the same sort of style as before. If we're getting a conquest mode, please. But I'm assuming, based on everything that we have heard, cameos will be a part of every single fight in the story mode. And if Ed Boon has specifically said that you will have this sort of tutorial of sorts as you go through the story with these cameos. Trying to address some questions.
For sure. We never answered the Sub-Zero question or the Scorpion question, did we?
No, we should definitely get to that one.
Did we just forget, or did we plan to do it later? So we started and then
we've gotten so many chats that it's actually fallen off of our screen. I know we called out the 2 super chats we got earlier for asking the question, but I don't have it to pull it back up to display. So please go ahead, you guys. What is going on with Scorpion? Or who is Scorpion? Should we discuss the Sub-Zero brothers first? How do you want to do this?
Well, okay, for those who aren't aware, Sub-Zero is confirmed to be Bihan, the first of the first of our classic Sub-Zeros. The actual classic Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 1, 1992, because I have to say that date now.
Which in the original timeline, Bihan is the Sub-Zero that turns into Noob Saibot after Scorpion kills him. So that's why this question is so prevalent, and that's why so many people are asking. So, sorry, go ahead, Yanni.
No, that's cool. So it is Bihan. We have seen that, and I think there are some character dialogues, if I've seen correctly, that mention Kuai Liang, but we've not actually heard. Can you reference those, Dog? Like, what have you seen?
Kenshi. So Kenshi brings up Kuai Liang to Fire God Liu Kang. He says, like, Kuai Liang told me not to trust the Black Dragon. So this could mean one of two things. My first assumption, like a dummy, was that there's 3 brothers. Like there's Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and then Kuai Liang's the 3rd brother. But it makes way more sense that very likely that Scorpion is Kuai Liang in this new timeline, which had some people sad because they thought, why can't Hanzo have like a happy ending? He probably does. If he's not a part of this ninja clan, it could be possible Hanzo's just somewhere else with a happy family separate from the ninja clan, which would be nice. Now, I could be completely wrong, though. It could be that's still Hanzo, Kuai Liang's a 3rd brother, and he walks into one of the frames with like a little teacup, and he's like, here you go, brother. You guys having a ninja meeting? That's cool. Just leaves,
Now, I've seen a lot of people thinking that Scorpion is Kuai Liang, and that would be a very interesting route to take.
Yeah, be pretty crazy.
It would make a lot of sense. The other side of the coin is, as you said, Kuai Liang is a separate brother, but I'm going to take that theory further. What if Kuai Liang is Noob Saibot? And Hanzo
I thought about that too. Another thing I heard somebody suggest was, maybe Scorpion, Sub-Zero in this timeline are Bihan and Scorpion. Doesn't matter who else it is, and that's it. Bihan perhaps dies, becomes Noob Saibot, and then we get Frost coming in to be the new Sub-Zero to demonstrate progressiveness.
I don't see that happening.
The only cool thing about Kuai Liang possibly being a third brother is people have said you could finally play as Tundra. Like, that would be cool, because that was his different code name. And if Bi-Han doesn't die, but Kuai Liang still shows up somehow, he would have the code name Tundra. But
cool.
they're definitely brothers, though. Yeah.
You'd have two of the same characters using the same powers. Now, that is the age-old argument of Frost versus Sub-Zero. The problem is, in that case, you could argue, different sort of ice abilities, but really what we've seen from Kuai Liang, just taken a bit further.
Just Bi-Han likes spears now for some reason, which I'm all here
happy.
for.
I love spears. So I'm so happy with that.
He also makes a spine with a skull on command too for several attacks, which is interesting. Just summons it.
Like a flail of sorts,
Yeah. I like the idea that he's ripped out so many spines that he knows exactly how it looks and can make a perfect spine and skull. He's like,
it is the classics.
But the spear is sick. I love seeing the spear on the slide. It's my favorite new attack as far as the animations go. And I love during the character versus too, he brings it out to slow himself down when you knock him back and then he points it at you. I think it's sick.
Cool.
I love the idea that his spear is like his main weapon. It's just really interesting. Never been done before.
Yeah.
Find it cool.
I'm a big fan of that. But one thing that it does stand out to me, because we're talking Noob Saibot, Kuai Liang, Bi-Han, Scorpion, Hanzo. There's two things here, actually. One is that I fully believe that we're going to see the Shirai Ryu being created in this game. But then on top of that, we've seen Bi-Han's personality through all these dialogues. And you can even see it in sort of I think it's the announcement trailer where, Scorpion is bowing to Liu Kang, and then Bi-Han's looking at him like, just like, why are you showing such respect? Yeah, that's the thing. So his personality and even his dialogue, firstly, even forgetting the dialogue, his voice acting is very harsh. And that ties into his personality, and he seems to be very aggressive. We've seen now from pre-fight dialogues that the Lin Kuei are actually not as good as they were when Kuai Liang was Grandmaster.
Good. I want some bad Lin Kuei.
And we all know what Bi-Han feels. There are no Lady Lin Kuei, according to Bi-Han. I wouldn't.
Am I dropping sound, by the way? Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, you're
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, coming in all of it. It might be related to your connection too.
You are correct. Support Gaming 2023. The Shirai Ryu does not exist currently. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, does not currently exist in this new era. But I had a fun theory in one of my videos that what if like this time Scorpion is killed by Sub-Zero and comes back as either Noob Saibot or a Spectre, and then he makes the Shirai Ryu because he leaves the Lin Kuei because Bi-Han's like, maybe in charge of it now, and he's like, I hate that guy, he killed me. I'm making a new clan. I will call it the Takeda clan. No, the Shirai Ryu. I'll call it the Shirai Ryu. I like the name Takeda though. It may come up later in my life.
AW8 says, is there any idea who the final boss is?
I saw in the chat earlier, someone said, and they could be lying, but someone said that the Reiko armor on Goro that I pointed out actually has a dragon symbol on it. So there could be the Dragon King in Outworld.
Ooh.
Or it could just be Liu Kang's
really
symbol, because he's a dragon. But
that too. We're seeing a lot of dragon imagery this time in everything that they've shown us, actually. So
what does a dragon skull look like? It says dragon skull.
I mean, I can see it. I get what he's talking about.
Google, what does a dragon skull look like?
Let me see.
That's who I want. I want No Naga more than anybody because he's sat out for so long.
Yeah,
definitely. It's funny because I think who was it? Yanni, do you remember if it was Muggsy or somebody else who made the fake leak about Onaga coming out?
Yep. I fell for it.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I do remember that.
I had a very polite conversation with the man about it. He's like, no, I never tweeted that. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. All those DMs are for me. He's like, it's okay, man. It happens. No big deal. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad you're so chill about it. That video got like 100,000 views.
Oh, man.
Muggsy says I don't do fake leaks, so I guess it wasn't him.
I'm sorry,
I don't think it wasn't Muggsy. I don't remember it being Muggsy, but I do remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember who made it. I had the name somewhere, but I don't remember who it was. But pretty funny because it fooled everybody, ourselves included. Yeah.
Reminds me of that one tweet of Ed Boon that was fake also, where it said, "Your favorite characters are cameos." Lol.
That's gonna happen to me, man. I'm like, that's 100% gonna happen to me.
Yup.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
All right, let me. We got a lot of questions coming in. Let me go back to a couple of the gameplay questions real quick. I've
Going
saved
through the
them
list
here.
that we have as well.
Yeah, we can start doing that too. We just got so many questions coming in through the through the chat here. So Pedro Lopez says, as a blind player, Mortal Kombat 11 was incredible when it came to accessibility. How is Mortal Kombat 1 making it even better? True Underdog, you might be able to answer that. I don't know if you noticed anything
The
about that.
accessibility options.
I had the headphones on, but sadly I wasn't paying any attention to that. I do know that Street Fighter 6 has an effect where, by default, when you're on the left-hand side of the stage, it's louder in this ear. If you're on the right-hand side of the stage, it's louder in this ear. And I know that because on this dang mic, this headphone piece is like very quiet. So when I get to the left-hand side of the screen, I can barely hear anything because the right one. And I'm like, oh no. But I bet MK1 will have something similar. And Street Fighter 6 has the best so far, I'm pretty sure, where in Street Fighter 6, it even shows the distance the character is from you. That's an option if you want to turn that on, if you're a blind player. So if Chun-Li throws a kick and she's right next to you, you'll hear the kick closer. If she's full screen and kicks, it's further away, which is really cool. The kick sound effect is further.
Awesome.
That sounds really cool. And I could see Mortal Kombat 1 having something like that, but sadly, I can't give any confirmation. Out of all the things I was trying to check for and understand, what I heard was sadly not one of those things that I was keeping track of. Except the cool sound effects.
I mean, MK11 itself, you just said that SF was the best one right now in terms of accessibility options. Up until SF dropped, I would say MK11 was the best. So I'm pretty sure they're going to up the standard again, hopefully.
Yeah, they've even brought in some people. One of our previous guests, Rattlehead.
Did they bring in Rattlehead for it?
Not for this one, but I know they had consulted him on some of the previous games.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so on our previous interview with him, he talked about that a little bit. How they wanted, I think it was like starting around MK9 or a little bit after that time, they wanted to start making it more accessible friendly, and so they started incorporating a lot more stuff that's enabled on the menu. I do think he said though that MKX was better than MK11, if I recall. It's been like a couple years since we had that interview.
I can't remember that. I thought
I don't remember
MK11
exactly.
was the best it was that.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I could have sworn that. I think he said they took a little step back in it, but that's a good question. So I'm curious to see how it'll come out once the final game's released there.
There's a question here by Hudayfa Wahabi. Hello everyone. I hope MK1 is good. Well, I think they're trying to ask, long story short, that will Jean-Claude Van Damme do the voice of Johnny Cage? And that has been confirmed by Ed Boon himself. He will be doing the voice, not just the likeness, or not just giving his likeness to Johnny Cage. So that's pretty awesome, seeing a Mortal Kombat come full circle. Phantom, you actually want to explain why it's coming full circle? You know the history of Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport.
So originally, the pitch game for Mortal Kombat, before it was Mortal Kombat, was that Midway wanted to do a Jean-Claude Van Damme game. Some people say it's about Bloodsport, other people says about other things, but what we know for sure is it was a Jean-Claude Van Damme game, and he turned them down. And so then this ragtag team of developers and actors that kind of came together and made Mortal Kombat. And
small games that you might have heard about.
Yeah, and they kind of poked fun at the fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme wasn't going to be in the game. So like there were a lot of different things. Of course, the character Johnny Cage was kind of modeled after him. So but they were able to do a lot more because they got in characters that were like Bruce Lee knockoff and Terminator knockoff and things like that to make it work.
It's true.
So yeah, that's a little bit of history for you. So now we got Jean-Claude Van Damme coming back and doing his own voice lines, which that is the only Johnny Cage I'm going to be playing as probably, because that's awesome.
You say that, but Andrew Bowen is a perfect Johnny Cage.
Is he doing the voice this time?
Yeah, he's
that's
back.
Cool. Yeah. Actually, I think
Crushing Blows are not back. No, Ed.
Gone.
No, Ed?
Yep.
No,
in the trash. I didn't mind Crushing Blows. Just for some characters, they were garbage. And then for other characters, it was like, oh, is this a Crushing Blow string? I forgot. I have so many. I lose track.
Yeah. No, the problem was the lack of balance between them, to be honest. The Crushing Blows were a great idea, just badly executed because of that lack of balance. So that was a shame.
Now it's just combos, baby. Just good old-fashioned combos.
With
and
cameos.
cameo combos. Yeah.
Big Cobra says Ed Boon had an interview with Brian Tong, and Ed slips up and says a name, but they bleep it. Who do you think he said?
Oh
Anyone?
yeah, I saw that interview too. Like they just bleep out a couple of words.
And he says it
He
again
goes,
at the end just to rub it in our faces.
Man, see, I'm too respectful, but my friends were telling me like, hey, I have a plan. When you walk up to Ed Boon or anyone working on the game, be like, oh man, it's so cool that y'all added blank. And they go, oh yeah, wait. Because it's like an unannounced character, you know, like, and to find out that way, I'm just too respectful, so I never went for it. But they wanted me to shake hands and be like, oh man, it's so cool that y'all added Chameleon. And they'd be like, oh, wait, what? Oh, you got me. You Bugs Bunnied me. Oh no. Yeah.
I think Ghostface has the answer.
It was Ghostface.
Ed
Ghostface
definitely
for
said
MK1.
Ghostface.
Early on, Ghostface slandered me and said, like, with a quote that I said, Ghostface is going to be in the game.
He also said he's going to change his name to True Underdog Ghostface.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a bit wordy, but hey, maybe it'll catch on.
Any guesses on the Xbox 360 Ring of Doom that can be seen from all realms? The Eclipse. Well, I mean, everything points to Shang Tsung actually being quite heavily involved in the story, which kind of makes it a bit annoying that he's going to be a pre-order exclusive bonus.
Yeah.
But, at this point, it's just the way of gaming, I suppose. I'm personally not a fan of that.
He's the pawn of the Dragon King.
That could be it. Yeah, that would, like, if we are right and it does end up being Onaga, I'm going to be so happy. True
I think that
Ghostface,
Ring of Doom
by the
is...
way.
Huh?
True under Ghostface. I said it wrong.
Oh, True Under Ghostface. Gotcha. I think that ring is probably the merging of the realms or something similar to that, because that's how it looked in MK9 when Shao Kahn was walking through at the end with that little kind of portal and he's reaching through it. I don't think that Shang Tsung is the one merging it, but I think it could be like an Onaga thing. Onaga can do everything. I mean, let's be honest. He's crazy powerful. Nah, never mind. It's Shujinko. That's Shujinko's ring.
Shujinko grabbing the Kamidogu.
It's mocap. That's mocap power.
All right, we got a lot of questions coming in. I'm trying to save them all as we're going through. So if you want to be sure that we answer your question, super chats, of course, are always nice. We do appreciate it. But you don't have to do
wow, Phantom.
Just saying.
Wow.
that highlights it for me at least. So
I like what Cami Muerte said. Can I answer that one real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
If I can find it.
It says, do you think cyborgs will be playable? And since they chose the word think, yes, I do think a cyborg of some kind will be in the game, because several developers on Twitter are just randomly dropping cyborg stuff like out of nowhere. Like, does anybody else remember Cyber Smoke? I thought he was so cool. And they just mentioned it like several times. Like, Cyber Smoke's just better than regular Smoke. I just feel that way.
No.
And if that ends up being the case, then I want there to be at least one intro dialogue where they respond in just binary. 000110110. And it's up to the player to go into their computer and Google what that means, like binary to English, like translation or something. And I want it to be something funny.
People are doing that.
Yeah, I want it to be something funny, like suck my nuts, because robots have nuts and bolts. So it'd be like suck my nuts.
I could see Smoke saying toasty in binary.
Oh yeah,
In
definitely.
the comics.
Kyle R. Stevens references the meme you posted earlier.
That satellite that you see. Oh, that satellite in the distance in the trailer. That's Smoke. He's just in disguise.
Yeah, it's like a transformer now.
He's getting intel.
That meme's by Evil Emperor X, by the way, not me. I just shared it. That's
Custard.
custard, ketchup, and mustard together.
That'd be pretty
so
cool. New
stupid.
cyborg. He's like Iron Man color. He's got a mix of red and yellow, and he's like, I am custard. I have missiles, bombs, and nets.
No, that actually, Phantom, there was a great question about new characters by Caneless. You wanna pull that up?
Sure. I have 21 different saved questions here, but let's pull up the one Yanni wants. I don't know where that's at, Yanni.
It relates. Anyway, I'll just say it. Caneless asks, do you think any new characters are going to happen? And I am hearing a lot of conflicting answers to this at this point in time. Like, I personally believe we will get at least one, maybe two new characters. Am I okay with no new characters? Oh, hell yeah. But there's been a lot of talk about like a new pink ninja called Floyd, for example.
No, I want to design the pink ninja. Me, I have actually really cool fan art, and I even hired artists to commission the design that I made, and I want to reveal it to the world. Yeah, but
Okay,
it's still not ready yet. You reminded me, I have to bother that person. They said it'd be ready last week, and I haven't gotten on their butt about it because I was at the reveal event and like playing stuff, and I forgot. But they're late. Anyway, sorry.
Definitely tag us in that when you do post it. I want to see this.
So like the odds are in their favor that there will be at least one new character, but at the same time, Ed Boon replied to that tweet by Brusque Poet, which said like, we don't need new characters because the 3D era characters could be the new characters because it's been so long since we've seen them, and the existing characters from past games or whatever can treat them like the newcomers. Like, oh, hey, Reiko, that's an interesting shoulder armor you got there. What's the deal with the kiss paint on your face? What's that about? You know? I'd be all here for it.
Lance K, thank you for the super chat. I don't see Ed replacing Hanzo as Scorpion. Scorpion is his favorite character. He said Scorpion has different origins, not a different character.
Is Scorpion his favorite character? Because I don't know. He's never been the main character. And he seems to die a lot and also gets sidelined a lot.
Yeah.
I'm, of course, referring to that amazing God tier animation where Scorpion like yells at Ed Boon on the computer when he's typing. Hey, Ed Boon, I want to talk to you. Hey, Scorpion, how's it going, man?
Man, when was that from? That's years old now.
That's why he's a prophet. He predicted the future.
Yeah.
You're restarting again? Yeah, I really wanna.
You know, that's actually Lance actually dove into that verbiage very well. He said Scorpion's a different origin, not a different character. So,
yeah, but technically, you could argue that they are sort of related in a way, right? Scorpion is a title.
Yeah, as we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like that Matthew Nuss has given you a binary comment, by the way.
Oh, I saw that, and I wanted to pull it up.
Oh, I'm going to convert that while you pull up other questions.
Okay, you do that. So let me pull up some of these older questions here. So let's see. Gregory Zervis says he just has to. Oh, I didn't even mean to save that one, but he just says he just has to swing a hammer, be based, and say "you suck." I think that's referring to the Shao Kahn casting. Let's see. We got another one here from Prometheus Burning. It says, "Will Mortal Kombat 3 ninja costumes come back for the main roster characters?" So, are we gonna get like Cal, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion, or do you think we're just gonna have Man Bun, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion?
I mean, they always do bring combination. They always do bring the classic costumes back, but you know what I want? I want Deadly Alliance Scorpion.
Yes, thank you. Or Deception, actually. Deception took Deadly Alliance in an even better direction, in my opinion. But I'm with you on either.
Deception alternate costume Sub-Zero, where he's partially bald with the ponytail. Bring it back. And do it right this time. And Bald Frost,
oh my God,
was leaked by accident.
Hold on. I'm pulling up Matthew's binary. Phantom, you're pulling this up first thing.
Okay.
It's extremely important. This is for True Underdog.
We're interrupting the show.
Yes, this is worth it.
Okay. Let me see.
This is from Matthew Nuss. This is for you, True Underdog, apparently. You want to zoom into the bottom?
Full screen, baby. Let's see here. Suck my nuts. It takes that many letters. I mean, that many numbers to say suck my nuts.
It's a full translation for you.
Oh my gosh. I guess that makes sense because every like.
It's exactly what I thought it would be too.
Well, because for anyone not aware, in Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, that's how 12 communicates in his victory quotes. It's just binary for every single one, and you can actually translate it. Yeah. So because the game was Japanese first, and they're trying to translate it from like binary to Japanese to English, some of the dialogue makes no sense. It's like "where from" instead of like "where am I from" or something like that. Because he's like what am I?" It's like "what am." So, yeah.
Uncle June is sharing a one of those rumored leaks that's going around. I saw this one on Reddit earlier. Comic Kids are back, by the way, for a second in the Titan Shang Tsung's timeline, and they're killed by Titan Katana. I saw this earlier. I was cracking up.
What kind of sick fan fiction is this?
I know. Like we said,
especially after Ed has confirmed that like Combat Kids are really well confirmed, but is pretty much implied, so close to confirmation that they're going to be cameos.
Yes. Oh, if they
every
show up
leak
at all.
image apparently has Cassie Cage as one of the cameo fighters, and one of the people in the comments was like, "I don't know why every single one of these leaked lists has Cassie Cage."
I know.
If she is a cameo, she better have one attack where she comes in and takes a selfie, but she has the camera turned the wrong way and it like flashes you and you go and you get like staggered. That's like the combo extender. Like I want that, something stupid like that.
Okay, so Rodrigo Goy says in a Cetrion dialogue, she says that Liu Kang has Onaga's fire. Considering this is the Liu Kang from the old timeline, do you guys think this will be brought up?
I think that was just
do what?
For interactions. I don't think that was canon.
Yeah, no, it's canon that he has some kind of link to Onaga now after Mortal Kombat 11. It's like some kind of retcon they wrote into it, but at this point, Liu Kang's a god, so I don't think it's the same anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter anymore.
The only thing I can kind of take from that is that when Liu Kang fights with the dragons in MK1, they're not just like fire, they're fire dragons. So in a way, he's kind of like the Dragon King. He even pets it when like the select screen comes up and he walks into frame. It gently goes next to him. He like pets it like it's a cat. So it seems like these fire dragons are somewhat sentient, which is fascinating. Like they're somewhat have a will, which is very interesting.
Be quite interesting, yeah.
Okay, this one just popped up, and this will lead me into something else. If you guys want to talk about this for a second.
Did you guys see Ed's tweet saying that Sonic XD is lending his likeness for a character skin? I'm assuming that it's for Reptile, right? Like, who else would it be?
That's got to be fake. Because that man has a private DM with me, and he would not stop shutting up if he got to have a likeness put in the game. No NDA would keep that man quiet. He'd be like, "Oh my god, Underdog, you won't believe what I got. My likeness."
But that does lead me into this, which I did want to share. There was a new tweet that just rose up from Waka Flocka. He says, "I've had more time to sharpen my skills too. It's over now with the new Mortal Kombat about to release. You're going to have to get used to the new mechanics. The perfect time for this."
Was this in response to? Well, was this towards Sonic Fox?
I believe it was. I don't know if I can. Yeah, he's calling
this
out.
Just
Sonic
it's
Fox.
just dripping like marketing. I'm not gonna lie.
It makes me worried that Waka Flocka is going to be on the Mortal Kombat 1 soundtrack, and we're going to get a new skin of Waka Flocka. So
Yep.
Did we not learn from Dimitri Vegas?
I know.
We learned that it prints money. Is this like beef similar to like with Street Fighter, where that one music artist claimed that he straight up beat Daigo in a legit fight in Street Fighter, and people like stop lying, and then like he ran away.
Probably.
He just never replied to that tweet ever again.
I really hope we don't see Waka Flocka show up on the soundtrack. I mean, I like the fact that they use the new guy, but no.
I want to see Waka Flocka get 13-0'd by Sonic Fox the first to 10.
Yeah, do you want to pull up the super chat, or and you got another question?
Sorry, I just saw an interesting tweet which kind of deconfirms potentially a character in the game.
Oh, what do you got?
Unless there's been a shift in personnel. Sending you that image now.
Okay. All right.
Showed up on our timeline. Now, for those who don't know, I'm gonna completely butcher her name, but Beata Pozniak is the voice actress for Scarlet in Mortal Kombat 11. And it looks like there's no Scarlet in MK11 unless there's been a shift in voice actors for her.
Which is possible.
Yeah, the odds were never in Scarlet's favor, sadly.
That is such a shame. That is the case.
So there you go. We've given you a deconfirmation today. Sorry, everybody.
For those of you asking for confirmations, here you go.
That's more content, baby.
It has to be one of my favorites.
Let me see. Some of these are coming in so fast, I'm having a hard time even saving them. We got a super chat here from DB94. Thank you, DB94, for that. It says, "Would you agree it's time for the Pit Forge stage?" Yes.
I think we should go the same route that Mortal Kombat's taking and actually just go with the Pit 1 again.
Oh, you think so?
The Pit 1.
I'm just making a really stupid joke.
I hate your joke so bad.
What is the Pit for?
What's a Pit for?
I was about to answer you as well.
See, that's much funnier, Yanni. All right, let me go back to some of these questions still. Let's see. What theme do you think the next guest characters will be? So I'm assuming, yeah, I mean,
go with, the times. And right now, I'm seeing a lot of superheroes.
I can't answer because I already know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So.
Oh, then we can't discuss this. Yeah, maybe better to not go with this.
Ghostface. Ghostface confirmed.
Don't get.
I have to move now. I have to change addresses because I've opened on. As we speak, the NetherRealm Pinkerton agents are heading towards my door.
Let's see. We got another super chat here from Zeke, or is it Zeki or Zeke?
I say Zeke.
Raiden or Johnny as Earthrealm's champion.
Well, Raiden would be so interesting to see as Earthrealm's champion.
I definitely. Well, I hope it's Johnny because if it's Raiden, that means all they've done for Mortal Kombat 1 is redo Mortal Kombat, but like just switched Raiden and Liu Kang.
Sure, but if it's Johnny Cage, then all they've done is redo MKX.
It's gonna be Kenshi.
Please be Kenshi.
Because he goes to the Shaolin Temple, he's getting training as a Shaolin like monk skin. Like he's gonna redeem himself, gonna get Sento. Hey. And he's already bragged Mortal Kombat X saying that he could have taken down Shao Kahn. So let's do it.
Ghostface from Mortal Kombat 1 says, I got it. Clipped underdog confirms Ghostface.
Ghostface.
Lance, this is not an 8-hour stream. I don't think we have the ability to do that anymore. I think just that 8-hour stream aged me about 20 years.
Oh, me too.
You're gonna have salt and pepper hair now. You're gonna have like a touch of gray.
Custard.
All right, I'm trying to get through all these questions because there's so many coming in.
He's not adopted. He's a biological brother.
So yeah, there we go.
Look at their faces. Their masks are off. Their faces look the same.
And Dole of Shadow also says it's Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1 Kuai Liang, and I think we already answered that. But is he?
My money's on yes.
I can't. Yeah, like there's too many possibilities here for me to pick one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Kuai Liang, but I also don't know if it's Hanzo. You know what I mean?
So this next question, True Underdog might actually be able to answer. Do you think Sonya will get a new voice actress if she's main roster? Let me go back and re-ask this a different way. Did you hear her voice acting at all during the gameplay?
No.
Okay. So, question, guys. Do you think that she will get a new voice actress if she is in the main roster of this game?
It's not going to be Ronda Rousey, if that's what Evan is asking. They're not going to shill out that money again. For Pete's sake, she wasn't even in Aftermath. She's just mute during all of Aftermath.
They have her lips moving in Aftermath, but she doesn't say anything.
Did y'all hear my joke that I wish they had like clipped different like words from different cutscenes before and just forcibly shoved them together for her new sentences in Aftermath as like a reference?
Oh,
where it's all cut together, like so it's still dialogue, but it's all cut and mixed up. Like how funny would that be? Like, Johnny, I saw you from earlier.
I must go. My planet is calling me. She goes up.
Becomes clip art and just goes off screen.
Thanks,
yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. We're not done. We got a lot more questions to go through, but we just want to say thank you to that guest for joining us. Frey says the Storm collectible figure of Noob has that fire breath like Scorpion Mortal Kombat 1 fatality, and maybe this happened that he gets betrayed, perhaps. Did I
really? Storm collectibles figure has that?
Is that the new one? The one with the dragon that just came out?
I haven't seen this.
Storm collectibles Noob Saibot.
Oh, interesting. I'm sending this over to you now.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
You got it?
I found my own image, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh yeah, I do see one that has fire, and it's in
one?
stock.
Oh, that's
No,
not the one that
I found a
those
different
are-
one. Can I give you all a link?
Yeah.
post on the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna post it in that little private chat, the exclusive VIP
Private
chat.
chat, exclusive. Yes.
There you go. Frey, that is a great
That's the one I found.
Yeah.
What is this? I have so many questions.
So yeah, not only does he have fire breath, he also has a skull head.
And a spear.
Yeah.
He has scorpion spear. Is this real or did someone prank us with a Photoshop?
Wow, Frey, that was a great find.
Did I predict this in my video?
What have I done?
Scorpions.
It's your fault, true underdog.
I do have a habit of speaking things into existence. I'm a millionaire. I am a millionaire. I am going to inherit $1 million.
Muggsy says I think it's because they had extra parts and budget to fill. I find it interesting that they don't call it like a scorpion black figure or something like that. Like,
yeah,
it's noob.
I want to retweet this, be like, what does this mean? What does this mean? At Ed Boon, I have so many questions.
Fictitious Save says it seems fake. You guys, you got sources on this?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's from a website. It's in stock. Like you can actually buy it. That image that I sent y'all is from an actual store where you can buy it.
It is
AliExpress. Yeah.
I found it on Amazon.
Did you say it was
I found it on Amazon. I found it on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
True Underdog sending us like a Chinese knockoff scorpion doll from AliExpress.
That would be amazing.
Legit.
Like those amazing like bootleg Spider-Man toys, and it's not even Spider-Man.
Yeah. All right.
I love those.
Let me see what else we got next.
But you did in fact find that on Amazon? Sick. That's
Yeah,
legit
yeah.
then.
Lilith Asami says, what's the reason Cabal wouldn't be in Mortal Kombat 1 as a playable character? So, Yanni, why would Cabal not be in Mortal Kombat 1?
Script changes. They want to rotate the roster, so it's not Cabal time anymore.
He was
That's
too
honestly
slow.
He was too slow.
It's because they're bringing Sonic as a guest character.
Oh my gosh, what if Sonic Fox shows up as a guest character with speed powers like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh
I know
man.
you say this, but now I'm getting worried about the Flash turning up. The whole movie and everything.
I'm more worried about Waka Flocka than the Flash, to be honest. All right, let's see.
Yeah, to answer the question seriously though, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like they would just cycle them out. Some characters have to be cut for new characters to come in, and Cabal's probably on that list of characters they can exclude. He's up there with Rain and Jade for some reason. You know?
It's Rain there. Actually, there's been a couple of questions asking if Rain is making it in for MK1.
I would say it's fairly likely, but you go ahead.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's quite likely, but at the same time, I've been burned so many times in the past. I can't do this again. You know, I'm not strong enough. It's that whole Incredibles.
I'm not strong enough. The only reason I think
Dilara turns up as we say Rain. You can't write that.
Yeah, I'd say it's just it's somewhat likely because of that weird music like playlist that Ed Boon leaked that one time during that stream, and Purple Rain showed up. That could have just been a timeline of his career, though. I was looking back on thinking because like Purple Rain came out like around the time, I guess, or whatever. But I think it also could definitely hint at Rain, because for anyone not aware, I know everyone knows this, but just in case you don't, Purple Rain, the song and the artist Prince are what inspired the character, which is why he's purple, his name is Rain, and he's a prince. Like,
are you saying that the character Rain didn't inspire Prince?
What timeline are we? Wait, what timeline are we currently in? Did the Mandela effect happen and I slipped into the different timeline?
Okay, I'm gonna pull up a couple of our Twitter ones as we're going through these, just because this chat is never ending, and we got quite a bit of questions, and there's some good questions that came in through Twitter. So this question came in from Byron NS2R. One question: Mortal Kombat 1 will have crossplay with Nintendo Switch and Xbox?
So, as far as I'm aware, as of now, crossplay has not been officially confirmed, at least on launch, but the
Not on
official FAQ states that, well, and it answers a question regarding the stress test specifically, and it says, will the online stress test support cross-platform play on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS? And it says, no, the test will not support cross-platform play. So that actually bodes quite well for a cross-play in the future on full release, though.
Yeah, they. I'm pretty sure the FAQ said that there will be crossplay eventually in there, but it's not. I think we talked to somebody one of the past Soul streams that said it's not going to be there on launch date. But this question specifically asking if it's going to work with Nintendo Switch and Xbox. As far as I remember, I don't think Switch players could play crossplay with Xbox. I could be wrong with that. That was on 11 at least. And I think that was because of Nintendo's online functionality that they have. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I didn't play that much online.
You're on a Switch.
Yeah, when I was on the Switch. I mean,
the never-ending argument.
Let's see. Another question
Scott
here.
Howell says no, by the way, and as does Jeremy Bush.
No crossplay.
That's for MK11. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So yeah, you probably won't have crossplay between Switch and Xbox.
No.
We'll see how things go, though.
Kevin Soup 7 says, "Will we have cameo multiple skins? Will cameos have multiple skins?"
Yes, I mean that can be seen just purely based on the announcement trailer itself, where Sonya is in both her MK1 outfit and her MK3 outfit.
Yes,
but I'm
still happy the MK3 costume came back.
Yeah,
so happy.
That's the best one for me.
It's funny because that was like such a quick flash, and Mortal Kombat fans picked that up so quickly that now we know that there are cameo skins because of that. So
if I was ever the guy in charge of making trailers for movies or games, I'd be so nervous 24/7 about what I leave in, because these crazy people going back frame by frame and catching stuff, nothing is secret.
Oh, but they know we're doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they 100% know it. Ravado 999.
Yes, go ahead, Yanni.
Yeah, sure. Will the pre-order beta include offline game modes? I'm pretty sure that they have confirmed, at least for the stress test, that the beta will include the arcade tower. So
interesting.
Oh, nice.
I would assume that would continue into the pre-order beta.
I feel bad.
No official confirmation.
I feel bad because I was going to go, no, idiot. It's a stress test. Why would they have not all online modes? Dummy, idiot. That's the point of a stress test. It's to test the servers. Why would they have it be offline modes? Dummy. But I'm the dummy. I'm the one who's wrong. I'll put on the dunce cap.
This question keeps coming up in the chat over and over again. Yanni, do you want to go ahead and address this?
Hudaifa Wahabi, you can meet Chris Casamassa live for me, please. I am a big fan of Chris Casamassa. Please answer me. We are also big fans of Chris Casamassa, and he was actually our second, I think it was second. Second ever guest on our Realmcast podcast, as when we just began. He is an amazing guy, really cool, really nice, and we're still in touch somewhat. If we ever get a chance to, we will let him know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty occupied right now with Mortal Kombat 1 stuff, but I'll reach out to him. I'll see if he wants to come on. He has some great stories, so I think you guys would enjoy that.
We did say now for how many years? 3 years that we'd bring him back on at some point.
Yeah, I know, but we just get so busy.
If he does ever come back on y'all's podcast, could you ask him, because I've seen behind the scenes about a lot of that stuff you see in the Mortal Kombat 95 movie, it looks painful. It was actually painful, that stunt, they actually got injured. You could ask him, what's the most memorable stunts, or did you get really badly hurt during some of these stunts?
We did ask him exactly that.
Then never mind. All right, fair enough.
So we're gonna link you to our episode with him.
I can't wait to not watch it. No, I'm just kidding. I will. I'll watch it because it's you guys.
Let's see. I got another Twitter question here. Are Nitara, Lee May, and Ashra in the main roster for Mortal Kombat 1?
As of yet, unconfirmed, but the community is quite.
If you really care that much, then follow a Twitter account called The Fenny, who is producing leaks on the daily lately. I've refrained from looking at them because that's how much I trust that The Fenny is probably correct with this leaks that have been happening. But I will never leak it. I like doing speculations. I like guessing.
We've made the decision to not actually talk about any leaks because firstly, there's so much right now that's just coming from everywhere, and also we feel kind of like it's a bit unfair to the people who've worked on it and they're trying to release it as to their schedule. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're kind of like hiding from leaks. Yeah, that's Emperor Suhao. But yeah, no, we are trying to avoid those as we can, pretty much.
Oops.
I just got
all good.
message saying my computer needs to restart, and
That's
that makes me nervous. But I think
That's
we're
not good at
all. Okay, so we got another question here. Any guesses on Xbox 360 remove? Dude, I think we already addressed that one.
We did address that one.
Yeah, possibly the realms merging. Let's see. We got another one here from Support Gaming. Considering that Dinia is its own separate from the Mortal Kombat 1, that means Shao Kahn never conquered it or assumed the Outworld throne for Onaga. So Onaga is the possible villain? Question mark. Is it possible that we're getting Onaga?
That's what we're thinking. I'm hoping,
It's possible.
That's been my theory, and I could be just a huge noob on this. I'm not the lore expert. That's you. But I can't think of anything crazy that Onaga did until after he was killed and came back to life. I feel like before that, he was just like kind of an Outworld, being the Outworld Emperor. It was Shao Kahn that started merging everything, right? And trying to invade and all that.
He was conquering, but yeah, not to the extent that we've seen from Shao Kahn.
Okay, he was still conquering. All right.
Conquer, campaign. Speaking of which, actually, we haven't addressed this. We did mention it on a couple of tweets, but story mode is not story mode anymore. It is campaign mode.
That is interesting. Though I'm not sure what the difference is.
Yeah.
They could just be that they wanted to go with something with a K, but
is it spelled with a K?
It is spelled with a K.
Yay! Happy.
Mortal Kombat.
So this story mode doesn't work anymore?
Story mode doesn't work anymore. No,
story.
Not allowed. There's no K in there.
I love the fan theory that because Collector was given his name by Shao Kahn and it's spelled with a K, that Shao Kahn just doesn't know the letter C exists or something, so everything's K. Or at least Shao Kahn names everything and he prefers the letter K. Which so do I. C is a catfish. Like C is stealing everyone else's jobs. Sometimes it's an S, sometimes it's an X sound. Like, it's a bit greedy.
Marion Christie says Scarlet is back in Mortal Kombat 1. Ooh, I think
we actually just addressed that, and it looks like, at least if the voice actress is to be believed, Scarlet is not returning, or rather, that kind of puts words in her mouth. It looks like her voice actress is not returning as Scarlet, so that could be a sign that Scarlet's not in, or that she's been replaced with a new voice actress.
Or maybe she just misses Scarlet. That tweet is almost ambiguous.
Yeah, could be messing with us.
Another tweet here from Shredder5432. Even though it's a reboot, will we see homage skins from previous titles as well as premiere skins again, similar to the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin for Johnny?
We have already seen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Trailer. We've seen Sub-Zero in his classic outfit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, all the characters,
Sonya.
All the cameos are wearing classic outfits, which do seem like you can switch them out for different games, periods. So, yeah, I mean that's kind of there.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Anything else to say on that one?
No, I think that one's pretty straightforward. That does look like it is the case.
All right. Has character customization. This one is from Helder Raff. Has the character customization been overhauled since Mortal Kombat 11?
Looks like it. Not officially confirmed as of yet, but it definitely looks like it. It seems so far, to me at least, Toronto Dog has a different position on this, but that the gear system is gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree with you now that you've educated me on that. I just find it so funny that theoretically Scorpion has 3 different rope-based weapons, apparently, because there's 2 that are spears, and then there's the Kasagumi or something that I can't pronounce.
Sarigama.
Don't make fun of me.
All right, let's see. From our chat here, we have Zeke Chiante, which is from here. No, this is the early one. Yeah, we're still kind of catching up on all these chats we've gotten. So out of what you got to play, Turner Dog, Who was the most op character you could currently play as?
Op?
Like OP?
We're not saying OP anymore. That takes too much time. It's already the abbreviation.
Anton's a boomer. He doesn't know what
Yeah,
these
with the
things
times. We say OD
Back in
now.
my day,
We say OD now. It's not even OP anymore.
We used to call op for operators. We would dial them in.
I mean, Kenshi can summon a literal doppelganger to fight with him, and then still has cameos on top of that. So that seems pretty crazy, if you ask me. Katana was my personal favorite to mess around with because she has so many special moves, and she can hit confirm air strings, she can hit confirm ground strings, and she didn't even need the cameo for like most of her stuff. So that was all really cool. She had good projectile-based attacks. Sub-Zero like has cool stuff too, but his ice ball is no longer his combo extender. It's too slow. Instead, he has this ground ice spike thing that he does. Well, he does a little this thing, and their feet get frozen, and they're only frozen for like a split second. So it's like kind of like you can't even do a jump in. You can only do like a back two to launch him or something. That being said, his dive kick is sick. His dive kick ground bounces, and it can start combos if aimed correctly at the feet, kind of like Cammy in Street Fighter, which is pretty sick. I never thought ever that Sub-Zero would have a dive kick, so that's interesting.
Well, you say that, but Cyber Sub-Zero in MK9, as well as in MKX.
Did I say Cyber Sub-Zero?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No, good point. That was actually very iconic with an MK9, especially. Like his dive kick was like the main reason you would pick him because you could like spam it and travel across the screen super fast. But yeah, who was the most OP? If I had a life or death situation, I would have picked Katana. So I guess that's my answer. She felt the most comfortable to me. She had air fan toss, ground fan toss, fan NATO, anti-air fan NATO, some fan NATO trap you can summon now and set up, which is cool. So she had a lot of stuff. I'd say her.
That was interesting. I was worried actually about all the zoning potential that Liu Kang has. I thought he would be potentially up there too.
That projectile does seem super annoying. He throws it and it goes super fast. That does seem really annoying. I wish they would stop with that, like NetherRealm. But
it's like 4,000 projectiles per second. Here's the
fireballs are meant to be reactable.
I made this the other day. I don't know if you can see it. Can you pull it up a bit larger?
Dive kick Phantom.
This is all the dive kicks. There's Sub-Zero. There's Triborg. There's Sub-Zero again. You forgot Kung Lao.
No, I was going with Sub-Zero specifically.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, it's just interesting to see how far back it's going, and I like that they've actually brought it forward into Ihan now instead of Kuai Liang.
Did we answer this question? Has the character customization been overhauled? Okay. All right, let me move on to the next one.
One thing to add too real quick. One thing broken about Liu Kang that I saw in Ketchup and Mustard's video is that Liu Kang's like forward 4 string has kind of returned. I'm not sure if it's still forward 4, but he kicks twice really fast, and I've seen it already beat armored wake ups.
Oh my god. And it's the same animation
so
by
quick.
the way, as MK11.
It's very similar, yeah. So if you're Sub-Zero and you want to do wake up slide, it loses to just forward 4. So that's pretty OP.
Yeah.
Just a guaranteed armor breaker. No wake up for you. Better have that cameo ready. Your armor's not getting by me.
Kevin, this is actually not the comment I wanted, but this is a great one to have. Firstly, Kevin actually mentioned earlier, campaign implies choices, and I do agree with that point. But this comment is more important. They need to give us Serena fanboys our girl playable already. Yes, I am leading the charge for Serena for MK1.
I said
everybody
Yanni off. Yeah, earlier I set Yanni off by calling her a jobber. He got so mad.
No. You didn't say a jobber. You said that just a jobber for Quan Chi. That's what I was like, but that's literally the opposite of her character.
I agree that we've been blue-balled for too long. Like Serena was teased all the way back in MKX and never became a character. And I'll do one better.
Huh? Go all the way back to MK4.
Well, I know you are correct. Yeah, I just meant like she was even in a NetherRealm game. Like she's in a cutscene, but she just never shows up again. I'll go one further. I want one of her sisters or multiple of them to be cameos. I want Serena to be playable, and then one of those demon sisters to be a cameo. Why not?
Yes, agreed.
Also give Serena a devil trigger, like Dante.
I'll take it. Just give me Serena. That's all I want.
All right, another one here. Will there be a Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa as Shang Tsung in the future? In the future?
He's too old. Just kidding.
I mean, I say no.
I don't think Carrie's coming back for another game. But also I didn't expect him to come out for the first game. So
look at Await's comment.
Which one?
Await's latest one. You'll see it.
Oh. I swear the Serena lobbying on Twitter is by Yanni and all his Twitter. I said the same thing the other day because he sent like 6 tweets of people wanting Serena. I was like,
Serena was trending, and I was like, look, guys, it's all you. I'm like, no, it's not.
And he said all these tweets. I was like, who are these people? Like, I've never seen these accounts before. All right, I'm gonna try to rapid fire through these questions because we're running out of time.
That we saved from before, which we really should address because there's some good questions we saved.
Do it. Bring them up.
All right.
You think the next chainsaw group?
Is that a good one?
This is your question. Should we save this one for Ed Boon?
I don't know what this question means.
All right, let me pull up some Twitter questions too, and we'll kind of go through these at the same time. I want to know what forgotten characters will return.
So do we.
Yes.
But actually, serious answer to that. We've seen Striker, for example. He's a cameo. Counts.
Yeah, Kenshi's back. We're Goro.
Back.
I mean,
This is
we're getting a lot with cameos. What was that?
This is the perfect time to bring up this tweet by Ed Boon regarding cameos.
All right. Good.
So our friend Uncanny Carlos made his predicted cameo roster, and Ed Boon retweeted it saying that it is uncanny how many of these he got right. So do you want to try opening this in a new tab so you can zoom into it?
Made a whole video on this bad boy.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to keep the trend going of copying whatever Uncaged Games does.
We'll let him know to give you a heads up. So this is a very interesting cameo roster. And apparently a lot of these are right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And everybody keeps asking who is the purple hooded guy.
It's a Dark Priest.
Shadow Priest,
Yeah. Shadow Priest, Dark Priest. You can summon him in MK11. Shao Kahn like laughs and he goes and just shows up.
do that. Do the voice again.
Underdog Ghostface wants to know if he can use that clip of you confirming Ghostface for
just for you.
I think he wants to put on his channel or something.
I don't care. I'll deny it. I'll say it's AI. I really do want. People would be so mad if Mocap was a cameo, except for me. I would.
No, I'd love him.
Oh, I did too.
Give me Mocap. Give me Suhao. I will take it. Just don't give me Jackie. That's it.
Uncanny Carlos has joined the chat. He says, "Hey, amigos, Shadow Priest confirmed."
To answer True Sleeper, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Tremor's going to be a cameo fighter for sure. Only because on Twitter, when asked if Tremor could return, Ed Boon didn't just say it's likely. He said definitely likely or definitely very likely. So Ed Boon just saying yeah. And this is before cameos were even announced. And I don't think Tremor's quite got the star power to be on the main roster. Could be, but I just don't see it being a main roster.
Deserves it though, man. Totally deserves it.
From the glow up, I agree. But you know what? He kind of peaked and then he was in a movie. It's probably as far as he goes.
That's his peak. He's a movie star now. He's taking a step out of the arena. He's got bigger things.
He went from loving Johnny Cage's movies to being in a movie himself.
With Johnny Cage.
You love to see it happen.
When he wasn't in that movie.
I know. I'm just kind of helping.
It was there in our hearts. Ed Boon confirms the drama. Yeah, he kind of did. Part of me worries that was about Onslaught, though, because in Mortal Kombat Onslaught, Onaga's mask is actually a MacGuffin. That is like trying to retrieve.
Dramen's mask, not Onaga's.
Dramen, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Just to clarify, in case anybody hears that, it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I freaked everyone out. Yeah, no, Dramen. Dramen could still be a cameo fighter for sure, though. I'm kind of worried now, though, because I was hoping that if they were cameo fighters, they would at least get new designs. But having seen how a lot of the classic characters are just classic looking, I'm worried that Dramen's just going to be Dramen, like from, Deadly Alliance.
I'll take it, man.
Huh?
I'll take it. It's been years. It's been since the 3D era. Give them I want 3D designs. Forget new designs. Give me 3D designs. You wanted Deadly Alliance Scorpion. Give us the Deadly Alliance. Give us Deception. Give us Armageddon. Give us Armageddon Reptile.
Different.
Shaolin Monk's Reptile.
Different. But yeah, okay. I'll take Shaolin Monk's costumes. They're really good. Shaolin Monk's Jade, Katana, and Melina are all banger designs. I like all of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Shaolin Monk's just had some sick designs. It really did.
Cyber Suhao, make it happen.
That's what I was just about to say. Game does not have tag team mode. We were actually going to bring this exact one up. I think it was by you, Game Terrorist. I should not have said that word. But Game have tag team mode. No, it has cameo mode. It has, cameo, not even mode. Yep. Yeah. Cameos are the game now, pretty much.
Cameo is the game, period. Like, everybody keeps asking about all this different mechanics and stuff, and the answer is always going to be cameo.
Yeah. And to be fair, cameo still feels very much like tag team. And once Ed Boon explained it a bit more, I hated how correct he was. He was like, for one thing, people just kept ignoring the tag team mode. It wasn't very popular. And also, it made us have to choose, like, the same characters again because everyone has their favorite characters. Both cameo fighters, they can bring back, like, the less popular characters, and it's totally valid because they're not a full character slot anymore. So you can bring back a ridiculous character like Mocap, and you're not going to upset too many people. But if Mocap was on the main roster, people would have been upset. You know what I mean? So I kind of get where he's coming from. And the idea before cameos was terrible. So I'm so glad they scrapped that, where they had like sidekick characters instead. Like Kunlau's floating hat was going to follow him around or something.
Yeah, I'm glad they dropped that.
That would have been so stupid. Everyone essentially would have been Cassie Cage in MK11. They'd have like a floating assist. It would have been so dumb.
Mortal Kombat 2, the next Mortal Kombat after Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be a Johnny Cage game, but you can cameo as anybody you want. Just calling it now.
I mean, it would be kind of cool if the sequel is called Mortal Kombat 2, but it's called that because it is actually a tag team like fighting game. It's like Tekken Tag 2, but it's MK2. V2.
MK, it takes two to play.
2 to combat.
Maybe I'm here. But just before that, the thing I have always disagreed with about what Ed said about people not playing tag team is I feel like they didn't take into account the offline players because tag team was...
They had no way of knowing.
Like, everybody I know played tag team. Every single person. More than they played, normal versus mode. And like you had local play, just parties, everything. Just everybody was just playing tag team. And I feel like they didn't take that into account. Tag team was one of the best things we ever had in Mortal Kombat.
And not to mention, people would play it if it was the only mode. So if it was like Tekken Tag 2, for example, where tag is the only option, then people would play it in MK1 if it was only tag team. I saw another complaint was, the matches would last too long. And somebody's immediate solution was, just make it one match then.
Exactly.
like what Tekken Tag 2 does, or like what Marvel does. Yeah, one round. But not a bad point. Or make it to where one character dies, the other one dies too, like Tekken Tag, but that'd be less fun to some people, I bet.
Yeah.
Also, I always love the goofy animation in MK9 when you kill the first character and they go, against the wall and fall down, and it just runs in. I always thought that was so funny. They're just dead and immediately unfazed. Their partner just hops into frame, ready to fight. Very unceremonious.
All right,
so a few questions that we're still...
Yeah, I got a few. I'm trying to run through them. There's a lot of them are repeats. This one by George Serdes. Is the cameo set in... Yeah, cameos are set in stone. Let me pull up another one just randomly here from our queue of questions. So Onaga could be the villain. Like, what if Shao Kahn never betrayed him or began his quest for the realms because Edenia still exists? Support gaming. I think we've kind of went over that quite a bit. Any final remarks on Onaga being a possible villain?
I think it's him.
It's the most rational decision to make, I feel like, because he's super popular. Fans have waited long enough, but at the same time, it could be he didn't fit in their story, so they don't include him, or it could be like they didn't want to put him in the game because he's too big and be hard to motion capture him. I don't know, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we already seen what they did to Goro, so
he's a small boy.
He's small. Light into Bone says, "Do you think Natara, Lime, Ashura will be playable after 20 years?"
Yes.
Maybe one of them.
So. I hope so, at least for at least one or two of them. I just want more 3D representation. Yeah. Although, I mean, technically,
the least likely is Ashra, but I still have hope.
You know, if Natara makes it in, I see Ashra making it in. I like this question from Dave Savage, by the way, about Lucifer.
Lucifer be the big bad.
The original, for those who aren't aware, Lucifer was the original ruler of the Netherrealm before Shinnok came in and took him down. So that would actually be pretty sick.
That begs the question, if somebody in the Netherrealm dies, where do they go? Because when you kill Scorpion, it's implied he just goes back to the Netherrealm again.
Yeah,
right?
They're reborn in another plane of the Netherrealm.
So does that mean Lucifer is just salty and like sitting somewhere upset because he no longer has the Netherrealm? Yeah, because what's he gonna do? Fight Shinnok? He can't. He's not strong enough. So like, is he just a salty boy just wandering around? And every now and then, some other demon's like, "Yo, represent! I see you, Lucifer. You're the real king to me, buddy." Thanks. It means a lot. I'm not, but it means a lot that you still prefer me. Lucifer for life.
This question from Sean Lowe. Can you all please add double fatality? That will be the best thing ever. Just imagine Sub-Zero and Scorpion tag fatality. Do you guys want to talk about fatality structure?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I mean, that would have been cool if there was a dual tag fatality. I think the issue is, due to simple multiplication math, think about how many you'd have to make for that to actually work, right? Even with the fatal blows, they clearly take their turn, so it's very easy to format. Like the cameo always goes first, then your character comes in, so it's very easy to like organize it. The fatalities have different inputs, so you have your character's fatality and you have a cameo fatality if you want to do it. And some people have said we're going to get a second fatality for the main character, but when I played it, your character you're playing as had a fatality and you had a cameo fatality. That was it, which I was completely fine with because that's still a lot of fatalities when you think about it, when you combine them all together. The only downside is if the fatality is lame, then, well, that's what you get because they only get one. So me personally, I'm boring. I like the fighting game aspect, so I never do the fatalities anyway. I sweep the person or I uppercut them or I throw them or I teabag them until the timer runs out and they fall over if I'm feeling salty, right? But I never really do fatalities. So I don't care either way. So far, all the fatalities look pretty good. You teabag and press a button. And
did you say so far there's one for the cameo and one for the main character you're playing? Just the two?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Katana had one, and then like Kano had one, for example. And also, fun fact. Dang it, you made me forget my train of thought. I had it.
Does that to me too.
Oh, it's my fault, technically. It's my brain. But let me see here. Cameo characters, cameo fatalities. Oh yeah, so the fatalities don't have a specific position requirement anymore. They don't care. You just press down, down, circle, and you get Katana's fatality.
What?
Yeah.
No, that must...
No. Maybe... So I think they've just used specific inputs just for the demo. I'm pretty sure they will give us different...
Because they used to do that for the previous demos where it was like one button fatalities was enabled.
Well, these weren't one button, but it just had no requirement of where you stepped.
That could still be the case, though. That would be honestly a nice change in my opinion.
It's fine to me because when you think about it, who's the ones that do the fatalities? Like the normies, the most casual of casual players are the ones that are like, "Oh, I won." They do the fatality, you know? And I'm so tired of having the same comment over and over again of people complaining, "How do I do the fatality when it has up in it?" You hold block, idiot. Like, it's not that hard. Or you jump, and as you're coming down, just do the entire input. I don't know. It's not that hard. But I get that comment all the time. So those people are why the fatalities are stupid simple now, and it's down, down, circle. Okay? Anywhere on screen, you're the reason. The people who can't even handle an up input. Okay?
Let me see. Next question. Will Tekken grabs be 50-50 in this game?
I didn't get to test that. I do have one cool bit of information, though. It looks like every character has a different animation when they break the throw, which is sick.
Oh.
I find that very cool. Because when I played Katana and I teched a throw, only once because I was getting thrown everywhere. But when I broke the throw, she like took her fans out and would like push the person back a little bit.
That's cool.
I found it really interesting.
Instead of just a shove.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I found it really cool. It reminded me of Tekken, where when you break a throw, it's always unique. I find that really cool. If Tekken can do it, I don't see why Mortal Kombat can't. Also, Jax's cameo throw can be meter burned, which is nuts. Like twice, I think.
I did want to draw attention to that actually, because they've made a big thing, or everybody's made a big thing about how enhanced moves are, or rather, meter burn is gone, but enhanced moves are back. You know,
you're forced to commit. Yeah,
you're forced to commit, but you can still do it with Jax. So they've kind of gotten rid of it, but kept it for Jax. I don't know. I personally don't like that design choice.
I kind of wish for Jax it would just be like MK9, where it's just multiple button inputs, and it's just kind of hard to do. That'd be more fun.
Yeah.
Just gotta be quick with it. Then you get all 8 of his like slams or whatever that he had in MK9.
Do you think gear customization will be back?
That's a Terminator. Don't answer that. He's from the future.
How can he tell?
He wants our information.
Do you have a dog available?
T800. It's a Terminator.
And another question from T800 also. Why is Kenshi's hand burned?
That's a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a tattoo to us.
Which somebody educated me, because everyone keeps saying it's like Yakuza tattoos. But apparently Yakuza don't tattoo their hands. They do everything but. They stop right here, apparently.
Yeah.
It's a rule.
We had a segment about that on the last Soul stream. We were highly educated by me.
Nice. So it could be
one
a
of the
Black
few
Dragon
things
tattoo.
Phantom gets right.
Yeah.
It could be Black Dragon, honestly, because there do seem to be ties based on the pre-fight dialogues. And Kenshi does seem to be a bit hero yet not hero at the same. He's like in that anti-hero
bad
kind
boy.
of. Yeah.
Bit of a bad boy.
Maybe
well, I
it's the
want
Red
a
Dragon.
shirtless skin then, because I want to see the actual, I want to see where that tattoo starts and ends. So I want to see like a shirtless outfit. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I mean,
same with Liu Kang. I want to see where the tattoos start. But yeah.
Wade asks, am I fluent in Japanese? I lived there for like 15 years, so I can tell you a lot about it. I can order food, and I don't speak any of it. I just know enough to order food and like.
Wait, do you really not speak fluent Japanese?
Nah, I can speak it pretty good.
That's what I would have assumed. You would not have survived. Though I have heard people who go there like to teach English, they still say when they first got there, they could at least go to the menu and just hold up their fingers. Like, I want the number 2 on the menu, and they go, oh, okay.
Which brings me to my next question from this
Sonic
guy
XD. It's Reptile himself. How many abilities can a Kameo fighter use? I've noticed they can perform 2 attack abilities, a grab, breaker, combined supers, and combined fatalities.
I've heard there's 3. There's a down plus cameo button, which someone asked earlier too if the cameo is the same as the meter burn. No, they're different. Meter burn is back to being block. And then, well, it's not meter burn, it's enhanced. But that's back to being R2. And then R1 is the cameo button. So there's a neutral cameo button. There's a down cameo button, and there's a forward or back cameo button. For the same reason, those are both the same. So forward plus cameo and back plus cameo are the same, which is interesting. The cool thing is they're all pretty different so far. People were worried they'd be like way too similar to each other, but Jax has an unblockable that hits both characters, which is super interesting. And Kanos is like a built-in keep me safe option select. You can call in his Kano ball and have him hold it and go for an unsafe move. And if it's blocked, he comes out and saves you. Yeah. So they're all pretty dang good. Sonya's is like for beginners like me because she leg grabs and keeps the combo going. Or she anti-airs.
How she just bounces you. We've actually got a Kameo move list up on the screen right now. So you've seen, and I would like to also
ball cancel.
Give some attention to. I mean, it's not like they need it. They've got a ton of followers, but you know they're a great channel. PND Ketchup and Mustard. They've made some great videos detailing the content as well, and
absolutely
they've gone through cameos in extreme detail, and they've talked about how there is a cameo summon and a cameo ambush.
Yep.
So summon generally tends to be a projectile, as far as I remember, where your character is locked in place, and the ambush is where they sort of continue the combo with you.
Yeah, the main difference is ambush is in the name. It means you can both move. So the idea is it's an ambush because there's 2-on-1 for a split second. The summon is where it's just them and you're like in a pose or whatever. The summon is also your wake up cameo, which is interesting. That's one that has iframes. Now, as far as what they each do, doesn't seem to really matter because Goro's, for example, where he runs in and starts punch walking, that's also a summon. It's not an ambush, but it's not a projectile either. So it just depends. And
depends on the cameo character.
Yeah, and Kano's knife throw is an ambush. You can move while his knives are out. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I mean, just there we can see 3 moves itself. We see the cannonball, we see the knife toss, we see the eye laser. R1 back R1, forward R1. And then if you scroll down, Phantom, we've got the forward throw as well as a cameo fatality. So as we've mentioned already, cameos will always be your forward throw. Your character will only have a signature back throw. And you have cameo having their own fatality too. The fatal blow is something that they also do perform together, as True Underdog already mentioned, where they sort of take turns. It's quite easy to see that they were able to program it that way because it made sense.
No, the stance button does not have any gameplay changes as of now, which upsets me. I wanted it to be the taunt.
That would make a lot more sense, but at the same time, the down, down, down works very well.
Yeah.
So what does L2 do?
It's still just for fatal blow.
Oh, so just L2 and R2 for fatal blow. There's nothing just purely for L2.
The L2 still seems to be for what it's always been for, which in case anyone does not know the lore behind this, that was originally left in by mistake when MK9 launched, because before they, finally finished the game, it was just so the developers could flip the character and then do the same string and make sure that from both stances the string looked okay. Because some strings leave you facing the opposite way. And they just wanted to make sure that it always looked clean, whether it was southpaw or orthodox, like facing, right? But they left it in by accident as left trigger still, so you could do it as a player, and they just never took it out.
So do we still have the stance flip?
I think so. Pretty sure it's still there.
Awesome. Great. That's cool. Great news. Because I like being able to look through the character, and it helps.
Don't quote me on it. I'll be sad if it's not, but...
Right, we're clipping this, and we're going to quote you on it.
Shit.
Zeke Shiante came back. I saw some people having trouble pull off the cameo fatality. Is there a distance requirement? You mentioned there wasn't one for the regular fatality, and these seem pretty
scroll
easy.
Over, it would say to the right if there is on your little JPEG there. NA.
Oh,
so no.
NA.
Wait, so people are having trouble with down down R1?
You go to the right, you go even further or not?
I'm sorry.
You go even further to the right.
Go further right.
Is there anything more?
No, that's
so
it.
I one time tried to do it with Kano, and I did get his eye laser instead of getting the cameo fatality. Could be I fucked up. Just didn't hit down correctly. I think what actually happened is, unfortunately, that glitch from MK11 might still be there, where when the finish him screen comes up, it can like drop your input.
Yeah.
Which would be a shame. But
Windows
not back.
Slim Thanos asks, so guys, are we going to have the run back, or was I imagining things? Because I miss runs.
There is no run. Sorry.
No run.
That's in fact weird.
Dash is even weaker than it's been in a way, because you can no longer block dash. So remember how like Shao Kahn and Kotal Kahn had comedically good block dashing in MK11? Yeah. They would just like teleport across the screen by block dashing. It's gone.
So you can't cancel dashing with blocks now?
No. You can only block when it's over.
We thought we saw some during the gameplay.
Hey, I'm holding ketchup and mustard. They said you can't. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, fair. You're right. Like as Phantom is saying,
right.
we did.
I believe it now that he referenced another.
Oh, okay. So when they say it means something.
No, the reason we're asking is because in one of the trailers, it does look like one of the characters, I think it was either Sub-Zero or Kung Lao, is running. And...
Oh, it could be a command attack.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
There could be command runs. Like, for anyone not aware, Jade has a command run in MK11 where she sprints at the opponent for a pole vault. So it could be like that.
That makes sense. Let's see. Another question here. Who's everyone's favorite character?
Sub-Zero.
Quick
lore
wise.
Nice.
Gameplay lore-wise, Scorpion.
I look to Melina. Sorry, you said lore-wise.
Lore-wise, Scorpion. Yeah. Gameplay yours is Melina.
Yeah.
Yanni?
What's your favorite gameplay from Melina? Like which game?
Oh, probably X. That's when I fell in love with her as a playstyle. And 9, she was still super fun. But X is when I was like, yo, this character's fast. She hits hard. Like, she just sticks to the opponent. She has, like, weird mix-up grabs on block. Like, she was just super interesting. And I was like, yeah, this is my character. I like Katana a lot, too, though. It was, like, a close tie for a bit. But I was like, Melina...
I saw you made an entire video just for Katana. So I could tell you were definitely into playing her. So that's good.
Yeah. Cool. And then in MK11, I was super disappointed with how both of them played. Katana finally got good by the end. She kept getting buff. But Melina just stayed bad to me in MK11. So
yeah, she wasn't ready to.
I got what I deserved. I should have asked for her.
I don't think we need to ask Yanni that question.
My favorite character? You would never guess.
So, all right, next question.
How?
I knew it.
Rain Human Smokes Arena.
Yanni, show off your rain mask while you got a chance. I'll give you 5 seconds to do it.
Wait, we have to move my...
Is it behind the lava lamp?
What is the lava lamp?
Oh, wow, cool. Yow. That is really cool. Huh.
Yanni is a
I've never seen that before. How'd you get that?
My friend made it for me.
Oh, sick. That's awesome.
Next question. Is this the final look of the game, or is there still under development?
Well,
I mean, I would imagine they'll be polishing things up until they're done. And I only say that because it happened with Injustice 2. The game already looked really pretty, but if you watch like the final game versus like the early showings of it and trailers and stuff, like they touched up a lot of it. So that's crazy to think about because the game already looks like a movie during a lot of moments, you know? So I hope they can change Johnny Cage's face, though. I'm just not a big fan.
That's our icon for this episode, and I was getting ready, and I was like, it looks so bad. Like it's the close-up scene too, where he's flipping off the camera, and I was like,
let's go back to
scene,
1.
You mean?
Who are you guys? By the way, clever joke. Go back to 1 because the game did it. Ha ha ha! I didn't even catch that. I'm so daft.
Who was it who told us that it's also a film term?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
How dare you, Kevin? How dare you? Sorry.
Well, film term to go back to 1? Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Like on set. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On set.
All right. Let's see. I got a series more questions. Let's see what else we got. Did you guys know that there is a Roomba in Johnny Cage's house that moves from the bottom of the screen and heads towards the pool and gets slashed by Kenshi during the attack?
Yeah, there's stuff in the background that you can destroy when you're fighting. It has no effect on gameplay, but it's like it reminds me of Street Fighter 2, even way back in the day. Like you would hit the person, they'd fall and break the crates in the background or something, you know? That's like back.
A non-interactable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
but there's
actually gone, by the way, for anyone wondering, interactables are gone. They're just, which I'm all here for. I never used them, and as a result, when they got used on me, I was like, "Fuck, that's in the game." Forgot you can do that. So
speaking of the interactables, I think it's in your video that I noticed this actually, and I was laughing so hard because Sonya comes in during the mid round, and she just comes in, she blows a kiss, she does a salute, and then she runs off. And as she runs off, she breaks the background.
Oh,
so
nice!
Like, oh shit! You know, she's just running away.
That's pretty cool. Also, the
there we go.
The floaties in Johnny Cage's pool change if you choose nighttime, apparently. Which
yes,
is
they do. I noticed that earlier.
Speaking of, did you guys notice my new little floaty on my arcade machine back here?
Oh
my god, the flamingo!
The flamingo.
I threw that up just for
Johnny
today.
Cage confirmed.
Let's see. I'm just gonna pull these at random now. A bunch from I've saved. So with the Crypt gone, how do you think we'll be able to unlock gear?
In conquest mode. It's not confirmed, by the way.
Well, Ed specifically said they are looking for a different. They've come up with a different way for us to have unlocks. So
loot boxes.
Yeah. Please no.
Yes, finally, my game.
Dragon crystal shop.
Dragon crystals.
No, I'm pretty sure there will be an in-game unlockable method.
I made a pretty bad joke on the Combat Kings podcast that they'll do the exact opposite of the crypt, where instead of like, you know, a hellscape or a graveyard, you're just in heavenly fluffy clouds and you walk around and unlock stuff there instead. There's unicorns and rainbows. And...
You know, now that you mentioned that, there was something I was thinking about, because people were talking about how the living forest looks happy now, and that could just be, you know, part of the landscape with this whole new timeline. But it could also be, do you remember was it Yin Yang Island, I think it was called, in MK Deception?
Yeah.
Which, when it turned to night, everything turned evil.
Oh shit, that'd be so cool.
So I'm wondering if it goes night, if the living forest gets angry and like horrific, you know?
That'd be cool. I learned a new thing though. I watched a different channel called The Fighter's Den, and he brought up that before Shao Kahn invaded, according to one of the Malibu comics or whatever, it was called the Laughing Forest. So since it's not like, you know, maybe it just never became the evil forest, it's still the Laughing Forest. It's still happy.
Yeah, my thought was that it hadn't. I
like your idea better though. I I like Yanni's idea a lot, though. But yeah, I think you're right. It's just not merged, or I'm still shocked that it's Outworld. I thought for sure that was Edenia, and then it's like, no, it's just a prettied up Outworld. I'm like, oh, huh.
Oh, did they confirm that?
I think so. I think Ed Boon said in one of the interviews that is Outworld that we're seeing in the gameplay. That's not Edenia.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Which is why in Katana's intro against herself, she goes, the Outworld from your timeline sounds terrible. And she goes, it's like a second Netherrealm.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't click that she was talking about Outworld really and not Edenia. That did not click. Oh.
I'm a bit disappointed about it because that stage is how I picture Edenia looking, like one for one, like the white marble everywhere, the tree foliage, the petals, the curtains. That's Outworld. My coffee's empty.
That's all right. I think we're about to wrap it up here. I got a couple more questions.
Just a little bit of info I did want to sort of address because we had a few questions ourselves, which a lot of people showed interest in finding the answer out to. So since we have the answers now, we can at least give you those. And firstly, we've mentioned, the cameo system and everything, but what we don't really talk about too much are breakers. And breakers, as I think Shonderdog, you mentioned earlier, they are also done by your cameo.
Yeah, the combo breaker is an insane requirement in this new game, which in a way is good because you'll see it less often. I hated when, like, in MK9 at high level, you'd see it a lot because they would just save meter for combo breaker and then just use it. Now, in order to do combo breaker, it's 3 bars. It's the full meter. And also, your cameo has to be available. So that's pretty crazy.
That's going to be helping out with the mind games, kind of. So, and also, just the fact that it's 3 bars, that's the most it's ever been. It was always 2 in 9 and X.
And here's one more crazy, mind-blowing factor. You can now combo break fatal blows. Now, Yes, you can combo break fatal blows. I'm not sure if that means in the middle or at the very start, I'm guessing. Because you probably noticed how fatal blows have a screen freeze now. Like in Justice, where like it gets all cinematic and they do the little stance. Then they do it, which means, thank God, there's no longer going to be any YOLO full-screen fatal blows that catch me off guard because the lag spikes, right? Yeah, Aaron Black was the worst. Actually, like 8 frames, right? Literally unreactable. That's gone because there's a screen freeze. But I think they mean if that hits you, that first hit, you can combo break that. I think is what they mean.
Not only that, but they're armored too, right?
They're armored, but not right away. I think it has a little bit of a startup to it.
I want fatal blows to be combo breaked in the middle of it, so I can just stop the cinematic.
Yeah, see how weird that would look.
All right, Yanni, what else do you got?
We got some confirmation for everybody who's not aware about the stress test. We weren't sure when it was going to be, and we were shocked to find out that it's not going to be July. It's actually pretty much, I would say, next week, 2 weeks from now, less.
Yeah.
June 23rd to 26th. Friday.
Next Friday.
They're not playing around, man. They're giving us all this content.
And it is awesome. You will find out, if you've signed up for the stress test, you'll find out on the 21st, I think it was, whether or not you made it in. And you will receive an email invitation. Yep, here it is, June 21st, Wednesday. You'll have a digital code to redeem. This is just some good information for everybody who's watching, because I know that I would have liked to have known this if I wasn't aware. Digital codes will be redeemable before the start of the test, but you'll not be able to download the test version up until the actual game goes live. And that is 10 a.m. CDT, 11 a.m. EDT, 8 a.m. PDT, and it's the same times for both PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store. And you can pretty much just redeem your digital code through your Warden Bros account and play. So nice. Hopefully everybody in this chat gets in. Hopefully we get in. I want to play.
Yeah, and I'm guessing if you do get in, you'll be playing what I played. I'm guessing, like the same build. I don't see why not.
Oh yeah, sorry, I thought you meant character. I was like Kenshi.
Kenshi
to
is
answer
cool.
Lilith Zasami's question, is the stress test only for Xbox and PlayStation 5 users, not for PC Steam users?
Yes.
Yes, that's
so far,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah. The same thing with the early access that's coming out for the game. It's only going to be for Xbox and PlayStation users. If you are a Switch or PC user, you're not going to get early access.
It sucks because I know they're doing this at least for not having it on PC because they don't want people to data mine it. But I swear people are data mining off the consoles anyway at this point. So it's like there's no reason not to, really. But yeah, so stress test coming soon. And one final question, which was quite important to us, was brutalities. They are
They're back.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Was that one of our questions that we had asked? And we got.
That was actually one of our questions. Yes,
Okay.
we went to town. We saw that status go up by the official MK account. We were just like, question. We had so much to ask.
Where's that image you had?
Which one?
Yeah. Asking all the questions.
No, let's not bring that up for reasons as to language.
So there's a question quick in the chat. Red Death asking is they messaged on Twitter, is Kuai Liang is in the game? I think we've answered that quite a bit.
Yes, we have.
He's at least name dropped. That's
mentioned.
for sure. Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's actually playable, but find out. Patrick, I just keep in the comments.
TA100 says the collector edition has exclusive color for Liu Kang, so it's going to be like Injustice 2 with the color pick. I think it's going to be more like MKX with the color pick. How whenever you chose Scorpion and you had collector edition at first, you could get the chrome looking Scorpion.
I was just thinking okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Skin. Not a color
it's a
pick.
skin. Yeah, it's based off of that course statue that they had for
they just used the wrong terminology. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, like what you said. I would expect it to be very similar to MK11 because you can, to quote Maximilian Dude, see the bones of MK11 in Mortal Kombat 1.
Really?
So I imagine that like the gear and not the gear, but the colors are going to be the same. Like where you pick a character, they probably have one skin and then like 4 colors of that skin, and then there's a skin and 4 colors of that. I would not be shocked if they do that.
We had that in MK11 anyway. You know what I mean? It's kind of a very similar thing.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that because I felt like MK11 suffered as a result of that decision.
Yeah, I will say also in MK11 there are going to be more distinct skins because I don't think the gear is going to be a thing. So that means they're going to be more distinct. You can tell with some characters like Jade, especially when the game first came out. One of her costumes was legit just a different costume, but they changed the torso and kept the pants.
And had a hood.
And had a hood. And you're like, oh, come on, it's the same costume. I got swindled.
Great question by Jeb A. Can we stream the test? That has been confirmed by the official Mortal Kombat account. You can stream the test. Yes. That's awesome.
Gamers rise up.
Before we kind of close things out, I want to pull up one more bit of news that we did pass over, which is regarding Katana and Melina's face model for the new game. So previously, there was a lot of reports going around that the model was I can't remember her name, the martial artist.
You can literally just pull up the image I have there. It's got the entire tweet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, yes, it is actually this person who Yanni didn't share their picture at all.
She does the stunts from games in the YouTube channel, right? Like they recreate them.
So, no,
that's actually from Gameology, right? That you're thinking about.
Well, no.
Not her. So it looks like she did the motion capture, I think. Or some of
that's
the
right. She did mocap for it, and then this actress or model was the actual face model.
What's her name, Phantom?
It is. I can't read that.
Come on, try it at least.
If it was in Japanese, he could.
It's not Japanese. So here is your.
I'll give it a try. I'll try to read it.
Do you want to?
Go for it.
Yeah, go back there. Okay. That's Quinn, I think. Like Quinn Chi Nyan.
I think it's
that's what I would have said. Although I would have said Kin.
I would say Queen Chi Win. Okay.
Win.
Now you guys.
Because that G is definitely silent.
Yeah. So if she ever watches this,
what a man.
We have butchered.
We have questions.
We apologize.
So, yes, A Wait says Gemma Win. That was the mocap artist. So, just to confirm, this is the face model for Katana.
Is her name
Melina.
also Nguyen?
Yeah. Crazy world.
I mean, it is a very common last name.
They're sisters.
They're twins.
Just like Melina and Katana.
And speaking of the new Katana in the movie has a twin sister. We kind of talked about this on the last whole stream, but
she is not an actress.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, just to correct on this one guy in the chat, Zaldivar. I wasn't implying the actress was Japanese. I just was joking because we know that Tim can like translate. So if it was written in Japanese, he'd know how to pronounce it better than in English with all the letters that are kind of confusing as English speakers. For anyone not aware, he's clarified that the actress is Vietnamese. But yeah. I can't read Vietnamese though.
So. Neither can I, unfortunately. I'll work on that just so I can pronounce names better for our show. Well, so anything else, Yanni?
No, I think we're good to go. I think we've answered as many questions as we possibly could. Thank you as well, True Underdog. I know that there were so many questions which ended up being directed at you because you were lucky enough to have hands-on time with the game and quite a lot of hands-on time with it based on what I've seen from your videos. So that's awesome. And
I didn't do the one strat the Maximilian dude did though. Apparently he kept walking back in to play multiple times, which makes sense when you're his size, right? That guy is like almost a monopoly with how big his channel is compared to everyone else. So it makes sense he could just keep walking back in and keep playing. I don't think he could record anymore, but he still got to play and like learn more stuff. I'm sure Sonic Fox did too, because Sonic Fox is a pro player who knows a lot of the staff, so I can see that happening. So they were learning cool stuff.
And actually, like something that Maximilian Dude has said, because I watch his content too, great stuff, and he said that the best change that I remember from his clips was that they loosened up the game, and that's apparently a very apt way of describing the gameplay change in Mortal Kombat 1 compared to Mortal Kombat 11. MK11 felt a bit not rough, more like inflexible at times, you know. And is that your experience as well, True Underdog?
Oh yeah, I would say just especially from like Katana, who I had the most hands-on with. If I was to compare it to MK11 Katana, it's like you had to do one of these 3 strings into fan lift. That was your only combo option. Whereas in this game, you have air fan lift, the regular fan lift. You have her projectile, which instead of throwing 2 like in 11, it's a completely different projectile that connects at a set point and also levitates them. You have the ground grenade. You have an anti-air fan toss that goes behind you and catches them, which is sick too. So there's so much freedom in how you could combo somebody with Katana and MK1 versus 11, where she had like one set route you had to go down if you wanted to get combos.
Do you think we're gonna have an issue with
air combat?
I was gonna say, do you think we're gonna have an issue with the infinite combos in this game? Kind of like that patch out of Mortal Kombat 9.
Oh, I mean, I don't think so. That'd be interesting, though. That'd be pretty cool if someone discovers that. But I don't see that happening. And if there was, there's Combo Breaker, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But you were also asking the air combos. The air combos felt kind of weird, if I'm being honest, because some of them you had to do really fast. Like Sub-Zero's 1-1-2 in the air. You got to dial that thing in pretty quick because his attacks are fast. I was thinking it'd be kind of like press it, press it, press it. No, it's like goes like that quick. So if you don't jump and do the dial and string right away, you might not get the follow-ups, right?
But then other strings, that's why people kept dropping it.
Yeah, it depends on what
I noticed everybody just doing that with him twice.
Just punch. Yeah, just punch. He has a ground bounce too, though, which is sick. He has like a 2 or a 1-2 where he smacks him down. For Katana, it was 2-1. The hammer. Yeah.
The overhead is back for the fatal blow as well. Question here by Alucard. Will the stress test be open for players in Central America? So the official FAQs specify that only players based in North America, Latin America, Brazil, and Europe will be eligible to participate.
Boo. Why is Europe allowed to play? It's our game. Just gonna be a huge jerk about it. Got a flag in the background, just like, bless it. American game for American players, I'll tell you what.
Built in the heart of America, Chicago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, True Underdog, do you want to let everybody know where they can find you for those who don't already know?
Yeah, so I have an OnlyFans. You can find me at Dog.
Yeah, he does.
No, not yet. Though I am considering it. It would be a joke.
More money than YouTube.
Poses. It'd be pretty great for content and extra money, which at the end of the day is what I'm going for. But no, you can find me on YouTube at True Underdog Gaming. If you just type in True Under, it pops right up, which is super nice in case you're not sure how to spell the word dog. On Twitter, I'm True Underdog 1 because somebody took the original name and I just kept it simple and just put a 1 after it, which means I'm now on brand with Mortal Kombat 1 because it's Mortal Kombat 1 and True Underdog 1. So there you go.
Meanwhile, was this supposed to be True Underdog 12?
If you want to find the Realm Cast, you can find us at True Underdog without any numbers at the end of it. Just kidding.
I was like, what? Y'all have confused me multiple times during this stream, and I feel really stupid.
We do that.
What is Pit 4?
What's a Pit 4?
I'm too slow.
Just for
all right.
fatalities. Space fatalities.
So we'd like to thank all of our listeners for stopping by, and you can stay up to date with all the latest episodes and never miss a beat. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel if you're not doing that already. That way you can continue to celebrate Mortal Kombat with us, this iconic franchise, and stay tuned for more. And join us as we dive into the depths of Mortal Kombat. We do have a new Realmcast coming out. Yeah, I'm stepping on your toes here, but
yes, you are.
We've been so
my section.
I know we've been so busy though with Mortal Kombat 1 stuff and doing Soul streams like almost weekly now that that's put on hold until we get to a point where we can like kind of put focus on the Realmcast. But it is coming out. We got it ready. We're just putting on hold at the moment. Go ahead, Yannick.
As I close out, I just saw a question. Firstly, Long Live Serena. Yes, Kevin. Hi Howler 623. Will Mortal Kombat 1 have DLC after when it releases September 19th? Yes, it will. That has been confirmed, even with the additions that we are getting. So, with that in mind, buddy, thank you very much. Really hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Thank you as well, True Underdog 1, not 12. As Phantoms mentioned, and we've mentioned previously, we've decided to focus on Soul Stream episodes for now and Tarkat and Bite-Size episodes where we go to specific topics. At the moment, as we get through, MK1 news, since it's a steady stream right now, but we are still recording Realmcast episodes in the background, and we will be announcing those when the time is right. Phantom?
Yeah, and in the meantime, don't forget to check out Mortal Kombat Online's other programs. We have Survival Saturdays going on right now from 9 to 11 p.m. That way you can join in and see the tournaments. You can join Fight Club, which is awesome if you're still playing Mortal Kombat 11. It is a full interactive gameplay experience, and you get to play against other people. A lot of fun, so be sure to check that out on Mortal Kombat Online. You can find Yanni and myself, Phantom, on the Mortal Kombat group on Facebook, as well as Yanni on the Mortal Kombat meme realm, which is now not just on Facebook, but also Instagram, and you can check out all the memeing that Yanni does all day long.
You can also join our official Discord channel, hosted on Mortal Kombat Online's official server, through the link in our description for this video, where we discuss Mortal Kombat along with you, our listeners.
And special thanks to Uppercut Editions for their continued support. The Realmcast is the official podcast of Mortal Kombat Online.
You can catch up on all episodes of the Realmcast on realmcast.com. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Toronto.
Thanks, everybody.